We are live for the AEW review, and you are in the chat. And you know what that means. If you're in the chat, it means you're a filthy son of a bitch. Oh. Yes, sir. KENTA. I've never seen anything like that before. Man, the announcers really have to stop saying that in wrestling. Somebody has to get the announcers, like, basically tell the announcers that you don't say I've never seen anything like that before unless it's something that pretty much nobody has really ever seen before. Like, they really need to stop doing that, and hopefully they will, because it's... I get it, like, trying to, you know, create excitement or whatever, Tony Schiavone, but my God, please stop it. I've never seen anything like that before. Yes, you have. We've all seen plenty of people show up from another place and do something. In fact, you've seen it in your own company like 700 times bigger than that. So, you know, just stop it with the I've never seen anything like that before. Please, can we get these people to stop doing that? A better line is, like, what the hell else is going to happen? Or, like, what the hell have you done here to AEW, whatever your name is now, Cyrus the Virus guy from Impact Wrestling, Don Callis. Don Callis, what have you done to AEW, man? Every week, you know, you never know what the hell's going to happen here now. Every week it's, and you know, Don Callis can say, well, you're welcome, because otherwise it would be boring, wouldn't it? You know, those type of things. But instead of, like, you know, we've never seen anything like this before. We haven't? Pretty sure I saw people, Mick Foley, go off a Hell in a Cell and threw it and in the fucking... I'm pretty sure I saw WCW bought out by Vince McMahon live on Monday Night Raw. I'm pretty sure I've seen people, Jericho, show up at AEW and, like, all these other things. Like, just a million people show up and shocking little things, and the lights go out, and just, you know, KENTA showing up isn't... I've never seen anything like this before. I don't know. It's a weird pet peeve. It was the last thing I heard on the show as they went off the air, and I just felt it was goofy. We're going to talk a lot, but anyway, I enjoyed the show, though, tonight. I did enjoy it. You know, it had its good moments, little flaws, but that's the thing I like about AEW, once again, is that I feel like it had good moments. Now, there were a few things tonight that it's like, you know, like sometimes AEW is very reminiscent of WWE stuff, so it's kind of like laughable in a way. One of the other things before I bring Jake in here is that I wanted to say is, you know, a lot of times AEW really does feel like they kind of do a closer by committee, but there's no closer by committee. You know, in baseball, and for the people that don't know, in baseball, you know, you have these setup guys, you have these pitchers that come in and do certain things, but then when the game is on the line and it's the last two innings or last inning, you bring in the closer, and he comes in and throws those 3 or 4 outs to get you out of the game, and that's all he does. He's the closer. Stone Cold Steve Austin was like the closer for WWE back in the Attitude Era, right? Especially in 1998, 1999. Stone Cold was like the closer. You know, everything else was going on. It was all right, but you knew that final moment of the night with 10 minutes left, Stone Cold, the glass breaks. I've noticed that AEW has a million Stone Cold moments where somebody comes out to try to save the day, or it's supposed to be a big deal that someone comes out to save the day. And I notice it's always a different person. It's never the same person because they don't have a Stone Cold Steve Austin, but they do that so often. And it was done before Stone Cold. It was done in Mid-South and Mid-Atlantic and just every other wrestling company too back in the day. You know, you'd get this heat, the crowd would be bubbling over with anger, and all of a sudden, the good guys would come running out at the very end to save the day, type of thing. So, you know, but I notice AEW doesn't have that one guy or a couple of groups. It's always a different person. So it's I call it Stone Cold by committee in AEW. But yeah, we're a lot to talk about tonight. Jake, what's up, brother?
What's going on? Yeah, every show kind of is missing that, like, top tier talent. You figure for NXT, they've got the Undisputed Era. You know, and that's kind of like their closers for the most part. Tommaso Ciampa's in there as well. Maybe you could even say Io Shirai, but yeah, for the AEW side, Moxley's there. You know, you've got your some certain big stars, but no one really has that explosive feel anymore. No one really, like, Jericho had that at a point, but he lost that, unfortunately. His stock isn't anywhere near the level it was even a year ago. And that's not necessarily a bad thing because he's worked to put over other people. Now he's going for the tag titles. It's a different scenario. It's just he's not the top star. So thankfully, I've got, internet and cable. I was so upset, Joe, that I missed Raw. So heartbroken.
The what?
Oh my! That I missed Raw the other night.
Oh, why? It was terrible.
I was so heartbroken. I felt bad missing the show, but I was relieved not to watch Raw for 1 week.
Wait a minute. I gotta stop you. I'm already seeing a super chat. Well, continue, Jake. I'm gonna snap. All right, go ahead, Jake. I'm sorry.
No. I'm
gonna freak out.
I'm just saying. Thankfully, I was able to watch a pretty decent show tonight. I'm looking forward to still catching NXT. I've heard good things, but tonight was okay. It wasn't as great as I had hoped it was going to be. I had really big hopes for tonight. Maybe I overpsyched myself, but it felt like this card was super stacked, and that wedding was a lot worse than I expected it to be. I thought that they would have a little bit better of a produced segment, but that was a bit of a disaster. And you know what that shows me? It's Rusev. It's Miro. What's the common denominator here? What's the continuing factor? He's just not able to get this stuff to work, unfortunately.
Man, I think I am completely on the opposite with you on this one.
Well, that'll be some interesting conversation, but we should get into the super chats while we're at it, and let's hear you rage.
I just want to comment on the first one. I'm sure it will play at some point later, but let me just play it here. I want to see if this is shit bomb.
You become.
Yep, this is it.
A shit bomb.
This is the one I want to flip out on.
Joe, this is bigger than any other appearance because this means NJPW and AU can work together. That's why we haven't seen IT before. This is huge.
Yeah, I mean, I agree that it's good news with New Japan, but dude, Jon Moxley has been their U.S. champion for like a year.
Yeah, that's why I'm not like whipping out the champagne yet and going nuts, because this doesn't.
But I mean, we've never seen anything like this before. That's what Tony.
Yeah, we've definitely seen invasions and people coming from other companies. We just had the Good Brothers come from Impact a few weeks before.
Yes,
it's not.
And we've had people from New Japan. Waters. We've had people from New Japan show up.
Exactly. And here's the thing, though. If they have a full-on working relationship with New Japan, that's fantastic. That I will be very excited for.
Yeah.
But just seeing Kenta doesn't, like, it's cool, no doubt. I'm all for it. They messed up the GTS, so it didn't look great, but that's okay. It's just... To me, I'm not sold that means that New Japan has a working relationship with AEW. It just means that they might want their U.S. title back. John, hasn't defended it since last year he was supposed to, and then the pandemic happened. Not his fault by any means, but he got it from Lance Archer, and then from there hasn't been able to defend the damn thing. So I think they just want their title back, obviously, and they're looking to continue this story and feud. I hope it's a working relationship. I really do. But
yeah, I mean,
I'm not sold on it yet. We'll see. If
somebody in the chat said if Okada and Ibushi showed up, yeah, dude, if Okada and Ibushi were like to have a match, imagine them having a match on AEW just for New Japan. By the way, I think that'd be good for New Japan, just like I think this is good for New Japan, because having Moxley be the U.S. champion in Japan doesn't really help. I don't think as much. I think it helps if you see Okada and Ibushi on AEW, and then people go, damn, I forgot, man. I got to watch more of these guys. Let me download the New Japan app, or let me whatever.
Yeah. And Brandon, when I say working relationship, what I'm saying is a new deal. The U.S. title, the storylines that they had worked out and things, that was all previously agreed to with Moxley. He had dates set last year to go and defend the title outside of AEW before they ever planned on making him AEW champion, and then obviously pandemic happened, things changed. So what I'm saying, working relationship, I'm saying like a talent exchange. They don't have that currently. This New Japan U.S., IWGP U.S. title obviously is predetermined. They already had a thing worked out for this. We know Kenta's going to get the belt eventually. So
it seems like there's this old Bullet Club, new Bullet Club thing that's about to happen too.
Yes. Now if we saw Jay White and Tama Tonga, and if we saw them come out to confront the Bullet Club, as you want to call it, the elite version of the Bullet Club, now that would be mind-blowing to me. That would be like a huge deal. That would have been something totally unexpected. I wasn't blown away with the Kenta surprise because it's just Moxley was just there. We know they're working together. It's not something out of left field. I like it, no doubt about it, and I can't wait to see their match happen. But it wasn't this like huge star, blow away moment.
It's one of those things. Like I'm not a big you guys know I watch New Japan here or there, but I watch it really casually. I watch New Japan about as much as I watch UFC. I watch UFC once every 2 months to 3 months. And I usually watch.
Yeah, you remember I used to watch it so much more, and then I just kind of fell out of it. I don't even really know why.
It's just too much of this. Like there's no. It's just missing that element that's Americanized. It's missing that. But the matches are great usually, and it's fun. There's just so much of it. So to see a little bit of it, I like. And yeah, it was cool that Kenta was there. I was like, hell yeah. I just kind of went, what? Like when Tony oversold it and said, my God, we've never seen anything like this before. And I went, what? Dude, I saw ECW come up to the WWF in 1994, and I was like, what the hell is this? Like that was ridiculous to me.
Jerry Lawler showing up in ECW.
That was pretty weird back in the day. And even the announcers didn't say we've never seen anything like this before. Yeah. But Vince's, might have said WWE's never been under this type of threat, but that was true. So it's we never. But it's I don't know. I just thought it was a little oversold. I'm nitpicking a little bit. It was just such a crazy oversell to me that I was like, what?
Well, it's the last thing you go out on. So when you close the show in such a way, it sticks with you.
Yeah, there's a lot to talk about on this show tonight. There really is.
There's a lot of good stories going forward. I wish they let things breathe a little bit more and gave things a little bit more time, honestly, especially the main event. I felt like that main event got rushed through at certain parts.
Right.
Had they not done the wedding angle and avoided that comedy or cut that back,
dude,
Jim Cornette. There was nothing. Let's just go through that quick.
I'm going to have Jim Cornette's podcast ready to go for that. He's going to.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear him run through that. But honestly, what it is I was hoping this would be the retribution of Miro. I thought he was finally going to prove, look,
I thought
it was just you thought he cleared his name with how he acted and everything today.
I'll tell you.
Really?
I'll tell you why. Because I watched this segment. And the first thing I thought when I saw the segment was, in my head, I went, okay, the set looks pretty good. That's funny. And it also looks like WWE. That's the other thing I thought was okay, this looks straight out of WWE. And then as it progressed, as far as the set goes, I also thought to myself, man, this is low budget WWE. This looks like WWE low budget. It doesn't look... the one that WWE produced with Miro or Rusev the last time was much more produced. They spent a lot more money on it. But so I would give, and what's his face as the priest or the satanic priest?
Mitchell.
How can I forget his name? Right. So that was weird.
They couldn't remember either. So
well, right. Well, the thing is, it's I thought these guys were in love and they're getting married. What's the gimmick with him being satanic? Wouldn't they? Why didn't they play that up a little more? Penelope seemed happy with it. Am I missing something? Is she a satanic goth person?
No. I don't know why Sinister Minister, Jim Mitchell, was presiding over the ceremony.
Okay, so
I don't know.
My first problem with it is that if you're gonna have this guy be you promise to grope her tits until the end of time in hell? He should be what, dude, what the hell are you saying? And she should be
reacting to anything that he did. That's why I said that the gimmick didn't fit there.
It didn't make sense. They were trying to get married and in love, and he was doing this Satan gimmick.
It's this horned up Satan thing.
Why didn't they sell it dude, what are you sure you're a priest, or you're sure you're allowed whatever, you have the right to marry couples? What are you saying? I've never heard anything like this in another wedding before. And then Jesse Ventura said you were a good guy, or something, a callback to somebody else. Who could they have called back to where they said, hey, this so and so said you were going to be great, or Gangrel said you'd be good. Yeah,
that would have been good. That would have worked out well.
Gangrel said you were certified, and you in the state of Florida. Like, I am, and then he's like, I am.
Lime is right, because they did say that Miro threw him a bachelor party. Why didn't we see it? That was like the big thing of him having the bachelor party. And the commentary started off with the whole, JR being like, I've been to a few wrestling weddings and they're a blast. The weddings are the best ever. You could hear in JR's voice him being like, get me the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
And you nailed it for me, so I don't see how it was good. You just said, it was WWE light, which was
but I'm going to continue. But I'm going to continue here because
all right, please enlighten me.
The stage, the look isn't as good as WWE. It looked low budget. The cake was tiny. The presents were little. They got this little bamboo thing that somebody built somewhere. They stole it from a tiki bar, probably in the maintenance.
They probably found it in the back. Yeah.
So whatever. But so my point is, that's all that stuff. But
Miro's wearing the same thing he wore to the last wedding that he interrupted.
Yeah, Miro's wearing the same thing. Whatever. That's kind of dumb, but that might even be the best thing so far, is that he's wearing that, because it's so terrible anyway.
Yeah, and Brent said he fits. James Mitchell fits because he was in the Impact wedding recently, where what's his name got shot. Oh Christ! Now I can't think of it. Where they had an
what does that have to do? What the hell does that have to do
James
with Miro?
Mitchell was the one overseeing the wedding there, the officiant. So I wonder if that's why they had to do it. Like there was some.
But just make it makes all they had to do is make it make sense.
It makes no sense. It makes.
But here's
why
the thing.
have a wedding anyways?
They they shouldn't. Yeah, right. That's 100%. They shouldn't have done this anyway. But whatever, they did it. So. The priest makes no sense because there's no comedy factor. There's only 2 times where whatever his face was like, what are you saying? Like, that's weird. And they should have done more of that. Like, think Will Ferrell in Old School and the song where the guy's swearing during the dance. Do that, but then also be like, dude, are you sure you're certified to marry us in the state of Florida? Of course. I mean, this is weird, but all right, go ahead. I mean, listen, Gangrel said you were the real deal. Yeah. I am.
So what made this good? Because I saw Miro lose the crowd where they started singing Hadaway.
Okay, I don't think he lost the crowd. I think that dude, I thought the same thing. The minute I heard that, I started thinking of that song. And then the crowd did, and I was like, that's hilarious. And then I was like, dude, if Miro doesn't acknowledge this, I'm going to freak out. Because he's got to acknowledge this. He had to,
because the crowd is singing because they're bored, trying to make their own fun.
I don't believe that. I think it's just that. But yeah, a little bit. I think it's a little bit of like, hey, let's have some fun with this. I think the crowd was into it in a weird way. So Miro sings the thing, which I think is cool because he's acknowledging the crowd. Then he goes into his thing. Then he goes into the thing. And, of course, there's a present sitting on the far end of the ring. And I'm like,
which you could see is empty because they botched it so bad.
I didn't see that, but I was like, oh,
you could see God. It was open and empty in the corner.
I'm like, someone's going to come out of the box. This is dumb. Like, are you serious? So someone's going to come out of the box, like, and they're going to think, like, it's funny that we did the thing you thought we'd do. But then...
See, I went the opposite. I thought that, they're going to make you think somebody's coming out, nothing's set in there, and they're going to make you look like a goof, like you just destroyed our gift.
All right, so...
And that's exactly what they did.
Because I didn't get that, it was funny as fuck to me, because, like...
see, I hated it. I knew from moment one, because you could see the box was open, there's nothing
see it.
there.
I couldn't tell it wasn't open.
Because that's how bad the production value was. Everything looked chintzy and cheesy. They put nothing into this.
How could you tell the box was open before?
A little in the corner, you could see it. You could see in between when they cut by on the camera that there was nothing inside.
Are you sure you can show me a still of that?
I will pull it up.
So I'm laughing my balls off because I hate Miro. I think he sucks. I think he's garbage. I think he's retarded practically. But when he went, like, oh, I wonder what's over here, like in this corner, and he fucking attacked the present and there was nothing in it, I fucking laughed. I was laughing.
See, I thought that made him look like the biggest dumbass in the world. I'm like, wow,
yeah, that's why I was laughing
on national TV.
He's retarded
in front of everybody.
No, he's great retarded. Like, that's the thing, is he's funny as fuck. When he's like, let me tell you what I'm going to do.
But I don't see people laughing at him. People are rolling their eyes at this point. It's not working.
I saw people that liked it and that didn't like it too.
I see most people not liking this wedding. I thought it was the shits.
Yeah, it didn't make any sense. But what I'm telling you is,
and there was no payoff either. That was the worst thing of all. There was literally no payoff to this wedding.
It was stupid. But my point is, I laughed. I laughed at Miro ripping the present up and nothing's in there, and I'm like, that's kind of funny. And then the handcuff thing happened, and I'm like, okay. And then when Orange Cassidy came out of the cake, I fucking started dying because I just thought that was hilarious. Now I'm laughing because this is total Three Stooges, right? This is like, hilarious. Like he tackles the present in the corner. There's no one's in there. And then as he's handcuffed, a fucking Orange Cassidy comes out of the cake like a weirdo fuck. And that's about it. That was all there was. That's all that was. I laughed at Miro and I laughed at Orange Cassidy coming out of the cake. And that was about it. The wedding, the minister made no sense. Their interaction made no sense. The set was shitty. Penelope Ford looks hot as fuck. That's all I kept thinking was Penelope Ford's hot. Penelope Ford's hot. I kept thinking that throughout the whole thing. But I also thought that she didn't add anything to it. She doesn't sell it like Lana sold it. She didn't go into the cake full on. Like the other guy is awful. Who's the other guy? What's that guy's name? Who's the boy guy? The guy boy.
Chuck Taylor?
No. Why didn't they do funny shit? Why didn't they do anything funny with Chuck Taylor too? But he was just there to be the butler.
Because there was nothing funny. That was the problem. There was no entertainment in this at all.
Well, I still think Miro and Orange Cassidy were funny, which is weird because I hate Miro.
Because we've seen Orange Cassidy do that thing 100 times already, though. Like if they could have done something a little bit more than just have him pop out yet again.
Oh, Kip Sabian, yeah, he sucks.
Kip Sabian,
fuck Kip Sabian.
Yeah.
Dude, Kip Sabian should be.
But they're supposed to be so in love. They love each other. Then they're rushing through. Okay, they don't want to. They're going to skip the vows. Okay, that's important. All right, you don't really love each other. Then we're going ahead and we're going through again. And all right, now we've got the shitty surrounding the shitty cake, the shitty setting. All right, Miro sounds like an asshole. Check. You lost the crowd for a bit. All right, you're trying to get him back. The butler, ends up handcuffing you to the bottom, and Orange Cassidy comes out.
And
That's
really,
it.
The other joke is, haha, this is what WWE did. Remember? And Miro, and he's dressed the same.
And he's wearing the same outfit. Ha ha, ha ha. We're laughing at WWE again. Worry about your own shit. Write something good. What does that do for you?
This was hot right here. I'm going to jerk off to this later. So I'll just tell you right now. This was also a good moment.
She looked great, no doubt about it.
Oh my God. But she looked like.
I don't mind comedy and wrestling.
I don't know
when it makes sense, when it works, when it's funny.
This
weird. Wasn't funny. This was stupid.
It was.
This
stupid.
made him look foolish. This made him look like less of a star.
I disagree. Miro has looked like a piece of shit since the day he showed up,
and he looked like more of an idiot. He got handcuffed by his his little altar boy, his youngling,
his altar boy.
So
I think
that's what it shows. He got his ass kicked yet again. In the end he got it handed to him. Good job. That's what you showed us, AEW. He's a fucking loser.
Well, he is. He is a
like.
loser. I mean, I agree.
So
He's a fucking
why
loser.
would you agree to do this? Why would you come from WWE to get away from the big bad Vince to get put in this angle again to look like a fucking moron? I don't get it. He went on and on about how Vince is so bad and AEW is going to listen to me and I'm going to be a big star. You just got hit with fucking wedding cake again.
Since Miro has come to the since Miro has come to AEW,
he looks like shit.
All it's been is angry about Vince and obsessing about what happened in WWE.
Yeah, he sounds like a jilted ex-lover that can't move on.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, dude. I've seen people who I used to work with me on my shows before back in the day, or just whenever. People that I used to work with, or people that used to be my co-hosts, and they go on and they try to do their shows again, and they never do their shows. They spend hours just shitting on me and mocking things and taking things I've done and copying them and trying to do like what I do, or to like try to like make me angry or something. I don't know. It's the same thing. It's like pathetic. Like it's like, dude.
Well, speaking of pathetic,
what are you doing?
Thing, I mean, that was kind of the issue with Darby Allin and Sting again tonight too, and that's why some of this on paper sounds good, but I feel like they just have too much time in between their pay-per-views, unfortunately, and they're trying to, go ahead and they're trying to counterbook. But here's my thing: You have this wedding while Edge is on NXT.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean...
Yeah. That's not a good look, guys.
I didn't turn NXT on at all, though. I was like,
no, I know, because but I wouldn't have watched AEW tonight because I wanted to see Edge had I not been doing this show. That made a difference to me personally. So I'm looking forward to after this going and watching NXT. But knowing that we're doing the review, it's like, all right, AEW comes first. But being just a normal fan, no YouTube involved, I would have picked NXT tonight because of the Edge factor.
Well, that's why they put him on there.
Made a difference.
That's why they put Edge on there.
Well, no doubt it works. But at least now he's going to have a match eventually. That's cool. We're getting him being more of a full-time thing, so I like that aspect.
I do gotta say though, there is a part of me, I told you a long time ago that even though like we crap on Vince McMahon and people like Bruce Pritchard sometimes, even though I like Bruce Pritchard, but we crap on him because he's also terrible at the same time. I have a very weird sense of humor too, that I've always felt like, I feel like I would get along with Vince McMahon in a lot of ways, like the pushing people in the pool thing, that type of shit. Like, that's weirdly stuff I like too. I think that shit's hilarious all the time. I think that's why I did crack up at Miro attacking the present, and then on top of that, like Orange Cassidy coming out of the cake. Like, it just was so funny to me. It's so stupid, but it's so funny to me that the guy was like, I'm so clever, I know what's in the box, and it wasn't there, but then he is there, and he pops out of the cake, he just got the wrong present. Like, that stupid humor, for some reason, cracked me up. So even though the whole wedding overall was just garbage shit, all I can say is at least I laughed it twice. That's what the good. If you want me to say something positive about it, I can say I laughed pretty hard twice. And Penelope Ford's hot. But
she absolutely is. No, but I'm glad you left. I want people to enjoy, wrestling, and I want to be able to like Miro. There's a part of me that wants to see him succeed.
I kind of didn't. I kind of wanted to shit on him tonight, and like that's
I
he was the only thing that was good.
This around tonight.
If
honestly,
he wasn't in that,
to my friend earlier,
but he was the only thing that was good. If everything else in that wedding was stupid.
See, I looked at least he was. I felt like he dragged it down even more. I mean, because he was on the Titanic to begin with.
Well, the whole thing sucked.
I just don't know why agree to do these type of things if this is what you complained about getting away from.
Penelope Ford did nothing. She didn't look good going into the cake. The guy.
It's like Al Bundy bitching about working at the shoe store and then getting hired by Payless. It's the same thing, just under a different. They're still putting you into a wedding gimmick. You're still doing stupid angles. Like,
well, I think it's his idea.
That's what's getting.
I think he did this whole thing. He was like, "Well, it'd be funny if I do this."
That's what I'm saying. So that's what, after seeing tonight, makes me truly 110% believe it was Miro, not bad booking, not WWE. It was his involvement in these things that makes me feel like this was him.
I guarantee it was him. No, I know it was him.
Why bitch about WWE if you're willing and capable of going right back to
because he's
the
an
same
idiot.
Shit.
He's an idiot.
Exactly. That's my point. So don't be a fucking hypocrite on Twitch and go ahead and scream your head off about how, WWE was hell and what they do is torture wrestlers, and then go and do the same shit for the same company. You just look like a fucking moron. I
know. But But
he
made me laugh twice. He made me laugh twice, so I don't know what to tell you. The other people in the skit, nobody else made me laugh, and nobody else was good. I mean, I guess Orange Cassidy kind of made me laugh when he popped out of the cake, so I did laugh at that. But it only was because of the setup of the joke with Miro before. So, like, I can say that worked, but all this stuff for 3 months about a wedding, and all you did was that. That was it. The 3 months or whatever it's been, all to just have Miro fuck up and tackle a box that there was nobody was in it, and then Orange Cassidy's going to pop out of a cake. I mean, dude, this has got to be how they wrote it 3 months ago, and then they literally waited all this time to do it. After Miro comes out and goes, I love arcade machines. I wear $10,000 suits, but I'm like a big dumb idiot. Like he
did what, September 20th, something like that. So that's when we knew about the wedding beforehand, but still, he's been the best man since then.
Right.
So that's what we've been leading into. Yeah. And that's the thing, it just, I think too, because they really did hype up tonight's card, and not just on paper did it sound great, but they really made it, sound like a big show. So this just felt really out of place, especially tonight.
Well, we can
part of it too, but I like the battle royal to start. Let's say that they opened up the show.
That was
I think
all right.
They did it in a pretty decent way. It wasn't great, but it got the pace going, and I thought it told more of a pretty decent story. We kind of see what's going on with the Inner Circle for a while now. It's not anything revolutionary, but it's enjoyable nonetheless. We know MJF is trying to get rid of Sammy Guevara. And, we obviously saw what happened there. So Jericho accidentally eliminates Guevara, so he's upset as well. Jericho and MJF end up winning. You saw that coming a mile away, but at least they tried to keep some of, the younger teams around at the end. I get what they're going for here, but I'm not crazy. I know it's just a storyline thing. I don't see Jericho and MJF winning the tag titles. I just truly believe that it's to further the MJF storyline with the Inner Circle. Knowing that, it's okay, but we'll see what we get.
Right. I like the opening. Interesting stuff. Commentary is weird as always too. That's something to throw out there.
They messed up a lot in the Battle Royal. JR got some names wrong as always, but that's simple stuff. It's just some of the things they say, like you said, it just doesn't make sense. So
yeah. I can't even think tonight. Some nights I have all the examples in my head, or I write them down, whatever. I really can't think of anything tonight that I can say about it, about the commentary specifically, other than that last comment at the very end by Tony saying, like, we've never seen anything like this before. Like, that was ridiculous. Shaquille O'Neal is going to do the Judas effect. We found that out, too.
Yeah, before we get to that really quick, Rostafa made a great point earlier saying that, the camera angles seemed weird at times tonight because it looked like the talents didn't really either go over the spots with the directors or something along that line.
Man, who the fuck does that? That's weird. I don't even like that. I hope they don't.
I don't know, but something tonight was off because especially in the tag match, the Battle Royal, they missed quite a few eliminations. There was a big move. There was a lot of camera issue work.
There was somebody got, I don't know, spine buster or something, and right as it was about to happen, they cut away. And then they cut back as the guy was laying on the mat outside the ring, and I went, oh my God, that was horrific looking, and then they cut away from it. And
yeah, it was when Stu Grayson, because Alex Silver and one of the guys from Top Flight, I believe it was, they were out really early, and you barely caught that. And then Hager got eliminated by Silver. So while they're focusing on that, Matt Jackson gets thrown over, and you barely even saw that. Like they tuned to it, but it's like a quick switch and it's gone. It's like, yeah, and that's when I think it was Anthony from the Acclaim got eliminated that you barely saw it as well too. So
yeah, there was a lot of it
was one of them at that point. I think it was either him or it was Stu Grayson. Like I said, it was one of the two, and it was like you didn't even know it happened until after the fact. And then next thing you know, the Good Brothers are out there, which I like that they're keeping with the storyline, messing with Private Party. But I figured Private Party would have played into the final match then, and they didn't. So that was odd, too.
Right.
But not a bad opening. Pretty solid and very predictable, but telling a decent story. We got a great package from Jade Cargill. She had her little Shield logo showing at the end. That's going to be like her
t-shirt. She paid for that on Fiverr. That's all I can think was that was paid for on Fiverr for like $20.
That was I was like, oh, that looks like something out of, graphics already, you pre-bought, but hey, go for it. But she looked great in the workout video, so no doubt there. And like you said, we had finally a little bit more of a rebuttal from Shaq.
Yeah, he, that, and I don't mind that interaction on the show thing. That was pretty good. One of the by the way, but then he got up and I was like, okay, this is funny. He's gonna break the COVID glass door. And then when he did the back elbow, it was like, oh my God, bro, he just did the Judas effect. He's like, I got this secret move that I've never told anybody about, man, that I used to do. But it makes sense. That's an NBA thing. That's an NBA move.
Yeah,
when you got the basketball and you do this and you do this and throw your elbows around a little bit with the ball, that scares the fuck out of people in basketball when you're a giant like Shaq and this guy's throwing his elbows around with the ball trying to keep it from you. So the move makes sense with him, and it makes sense why he would discover that type of move and be good at that type of violent act. So I don't mind it. It was just funny because all I could think was, hey, his finishing move is the Judas effect. So
yeah, hey, at least he's got a finisher.
I think they should at some point have a little interaction in the back where Jericho's kind of giving him pointers on it and sell it that like, man, Jericho has been working with Shaquille O'Neal with that's a move that Shaquille O'Neal's been doing, but it's kind of like the Judas effect, and Jericho is giving him a big time pointer, and Jericho can even say like put him over. Like what I just told Shaq, hey man, Cody is gonna get knocked out. What can I say? I mean that now this guy really knows how to do the move. And they can put that over. I don't know. They don't have to do that at all, but it was just like very funny that like, hey, that's Jericho's That's the finishing move that Jericho will have when he's 65, since he won't be able to do most other things.
Yeah, he can do a back elbow.
Yeah, so it's like at least that, and that's why, you know, obviously Jericho created the move. It's to have another versatile thing, and he is a finisher now that, you know, when he's older, if he can't do a lion salt, he can't do a, maybe he doesn't even want to go down on his back for a code breaker. You know, at least
he can stay standing, and because we didn't really, you know, we'll talk about it after, but we did see Jake the Snake go down, so
again,
we didn't get to see the move. We just saw him down on the ground pretty much.
Yeah, he's always on the ground now. You know, it's funny
seen it that way.
Good.
Next, we had Darby Allin come out to the ring with Tony Schiavone there, and then Sting comes, even though it's 44 degrees in Jacksonville. JR's joking, you know, hey, it's a blizzard, and just as they start, oh, look at that, it's Team Taz. They're outside. I hate that stuff. You know, oh, we're not allowed in the building, but they're going to give you a camera crew on the outside.
Yeah, they're going to give you a camera and a microphone, though.
You know, so that kind of stuff always gets to me. And why are you not allowed in the building? Because you attacked who? Oh, the shirt merchants outside last week. Well, FTR attacked wrestlers, so they weren't allowed in either. And it felt very like samey. You know, that it just everything felt like rinse and repeat to this point. We've seen Taz and you know, Darby going back and forth for far too long. And unfortunately, you know, the match was good that Brian Cage had with him, but I was kind of hoping the feud would be over and done with at that point. Now we're going to get this cinematic match. Fine. I just really want to get it done and over with. We still got, you know, a couple more weeks till we get there, and it's a slow burn. That's for sure. I don't know how much more they can do till we get there. They really need to get physical at this point. That's all there is to it.
There's a lot more delay right now in some of the things in AEW than they have done in the past. They've usually been like, let's go, we get it done, and they get moving.
Yeah, because they had to rush through some stories because of their you know, their attempt to fight for the ratings and having weekly themed episodes, the New Year's Smash episodes, you know, the winter episode, things like that. And instead, they only have their pay-per-views spaced out a couple times a year, so they have to build up the stories just for the pay-per-views in between. Then they knock out these small stories at the theme shows. So now they have a lot of time till this pay-per-view comes, so they're just kind of in a holding pattern. It was nice to see the Thunder Rosa Britt Baker match finally happen. I only wish they got a little bit more time in it. It was an excellent match. I loved what we got from both of these two. Probably my favorite for the night, honestly. I really like this match.
Yeah, Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker was definitely my favorite thing of the night, match of the night. And
a lot of great counters. Thunder Rosa is always very ferocious.
They blew the ending, but
yeah,
they blew the ending. So nothing was perfect tonight, but you know,
no, it wasn't. But I you know, they messed up, and the thing was, again, all nitpicks, I know, but if you're pulling off the corner turnbuckle pad and going to do a spot like that, the referee saw you throw her into the unprotected turnbuckle. The referee saw every bit of this.
The referee also didn't count them out like 900 times outside.
Yeah, that as well. I mean, there was a lot of things, you know, so don't pick and choose your rules, you know, make it legit. If you're going to disqualify her, fine, throw Reba out, or have Reba distract the ref the entire time while, you know, she throws her head first into the turnbuckle. Have your manager person there, have them work out. So
it was the best thing of the night, the best wrestling match of the night.
Absolutely the best match of the night.
And it's a good thing because they had a match that I thought was like probably a 7.5 out of 10. And if the ending had been nailed, it possibly could have been an 8. And
yeah, because they really like it was very intense.
It was good.
You could tell they were trying to.
It's a good setup for like, let's get to the next one. Like we got to see another match now.
Yeah.
Like, so, I mean, the good thing is
this I wish opened the night, because that to me would have been more of a, you know, this felt like a great opener match to really set that pace. As where the tag match was good, but you know, some of the wonky botches and whatnot kind of took you out of it. So now we get into Hangman Page and Matt Hardy. You know, they agree to team up to ruin the day of -1's.
I think Matt Hardy was trying to bang him in the back, first of all.
It seemed that way. This character sucks.
Yeah, it does.
I'm sorry, Matt. I don't like this big money Matt version you have going on right now.
I don't buy him as this person. That's the problem.
Yeah, he's had other iterations of the Big Money Matt character, and it's done well with me on YouTube.
Man.
I've liked. This isn't clicking with me personally.
Nothing
I don't know.
he
Some
does.
people in the chat like it. I know you don't seem to care for it either. It isn't working. It's not. It doesn't suit him well. It doesn't seem believable. It doesn't feel like a Matt Hardy gimmick. He could be a good heel. It
feels like the old Matt Hardy that I found boring.
Yeah,
the Matt Hardy that I like is from 2016 and 17. He calls himself Broken. That's the Matt Hardy I like. There's no other Matt Hardy I like unless he's with Jeff.
I always liked the Hardy Boys, and then I did like when he was the Cruiserweight champion for a bit, and then he went on that small heel run. That was decent.
Maybe.
And then when he came into TNA at one point, where he did the Big Money Matt stuff, and he had YouTube videos and whatnot, that was entertaining.
He started getting better with that.
I loved, but
yeah, if he was broken, like when he was originally broken, was amazing. Like I'm sorry, I'm never gonna like this because the bottom line is Matt Hardy in 2016 was one of my favorite wrestling characters of all time.
Yeah, and no, this isn't even version 1 of his, or even like 2.0. This is his, Big Money character, which he's had an impact as well. So
this thing he's doing now is just I get it, and it makes
that carny stockbroker, money manager, devious.
I don't buy him as the character.
Every chance I get, take the glory, win the match, just like he did tonight. All for himself, all for one, all for none, kind of thing. That's it. So. It's not working, and then this just really makes Hangman Page even more feel like he's in limbo. Who just said it in the chat? They just said, Hangman's stuck in neutral. Mike said it. Page stuck in neutral, and he's absolutely correct. I mean, where is Hangman going? I thought there was some story to tell with him in the Dark Order, but they got rid of that. Okay, he's not joining, fine, but I don't know if they have anything intended, for him to go ahead and do.
Pocket Aces says it feels like an old guy trying to hang out with the young guys to be cool. That's exactly what it feels like.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like he's really going to make money off them or be able to do anything. It doesn't feel like he's really the slime ball. He really does more feel like he's trying to stay involved somehow with the young people. It's weird.
Especially in the extracurricular stuff that they do, the BTE, the vlogs.
That hurts me to say that because I love Matt Hardy. I really do, and this sucks to say this. I can't believe this.
But the broken thing, had it been with an audience, would have worked. COVID ruined his chance, I feel like. They needed fans, I think he thinks it's ruined anyway. I think he thinks the fans turned on it and hate it, and I think he's honestly upset by that. I really do believe he thinks the people turned on the broken gimmick and they don't like it. But I don't think that at all. I think he would have been fine with it if he had kept it the way it was originally and they'd continue to do things with it. I don't understand why we didn't see the broken gimmick that we saw in Impact. Why is the WWE broken gimmick so weird? Why is the one in AEW been so weird? Other than when he first showed up. When he first showed up, it was great. And there was no fans, and I still liked it. And everything with Vanguard 1 or whatever the fuck it was called, Jericho and that fucking drone, that shit was hilarious. That was all good. Funny with the drone chasing him with the dogs. And
then it was like some people said, and then he sort of just bailed on it, like right then and there. And I went, what? Why did you bail on this?
The stadium stampede, and then they just stopped.
Yeah, they stopped it. And then he started being this, I don't know what character I am. I'm every entity. I don't know.
Yeah, he kept switching between all of them.
I don't know if he got bored of it or he thought people didn't like it anymore. And yeah, there was some people that were like, I don't like this.
I just think it wasn't working because of the lack of fans and not having that audience reaction, because they didn't even have any fans there either at that point. Eventually they started letting people in, and then they started having, at first, the staff be the audience. So,
man, I'll tell you what, though, this sucks now. This really sucks. I mean, this shows you why that gimmick was so good, because when he was
such a highlight. When
he was on top of his game with that gimmick, he was a goddamn superstar that was drawing 500,000 people to a show.
Absolutely. And, people sometimes say, oh, it doesn't seem like you like AEW. I think there's more people in AEW that I like than in WWE as far as, like, favorite talents or people that I really enjoy watching.
Oh, no.
Wrestling.
This is way funner to talk about. Like, dude.
Yeah, I enjoy talking. God. I'd rather nitpick, but still give this show tonight like a 6.5 overall or a 6. And what am I talking about? The things that I want them to make better, But it's, none of it was awful.
Look how much more we talk about this, dude. Look how much more we can literally break down the entire Thunder Rosa match because there's so many nuances to the, like, okay, 70% of it was so good. I loved it. But then there was those little moments of, like, the referee fucking, hey, 1, 2. He fucking didn't count them out. They should have been counted out. They rolled back in to break the count up. But guess what? They counted to 20. It should have been. So
because right after they came back from the first picture-in-picture break that they had, you see Britt go ahead and she gets the surgical glove, and we're like, oh, she's going for the lockjaw. And then Rosa ends up, touching the rope with her foot, and she rolls, and they kept doing like that pinning combination back and forth. That was so well executed. I really liked that moment, when they're trying to switch, and then she goes for the stomp, and they get another pin, and it's like she goes for a finisher, and then another 2 count, and like they just kept going for moves and then breaking it up with pins, and then you get this huge back suplex, and then another 2 count, and it's like near fall. It was just like this super intense, just hyperactive moment. It was just, and then like, oh, she's back up for the finisher, and then there goes the turnbuckle pad and the finishing moments, and that's what ended up messing up the rest of the match. But up until then, there was just, like I said, this intensity that you don't see throughout the rest of the night, and that's what made it such a great standout for me. So, same thing with Hangman. I want to see him do more. I could see him being the champion at this point. You got to work with him a little bit more, but he has that star potential.
Why not?
Same thing with Kingston. I love him. I love, what he's doing at this point, and he's working to put people over. It's a great role. I liked the match that he had with Archer, and actually the lumberjack portion of it actually benefited them having a better match, I think.
Yeah. No, it did.
And it was cool to see Bear Country there. Suddenly, they're ones that I would really like to see have a chance in AEW for tag opportunities. So
I was just thinking about the Thunder Rosa thing again. Why doesn't what's her face jump in the ring? And you kind of said this earlier. Why doesn't what's her face jump in the ring? Or no, why doesn't what's her face jump on the ring?
Reba or Rebel.
Yeah, Rebby or Rebel or whatever her name is. Why doesn't she jump on the side of the apron, distract the referee for a second? Britt Baker rips off the turnbuckle pad, grabs Thunder Rosa, and then throws her head first into it. And then she jumps off the apron. Britt Baker then puts the lockjaw on her. Why did they have to have her jump in the ring, which is could be a disqualification, have her rip the thing off right near the referee, and then by chance later, Britt Baker gets her in a position to, put her in that move in the corner. It's just like weird, like I would have just done it the classic way of the way that makes sense.
Something, just because it's tried and true for a reason, it works. This just didn't seem legit. And with her,
I guess it was because she broke up a pin, right?
Rankings, I think it's just an agreement from what I've seen so far that she has signed at this point in time, but I don't think she's actually working fully for AEW.
I know, probably not, but she should be.
She should be, because there was a point in time where they said she was all elite and she's signed, and then they said she wasn't, and then they said she was, so I was so confused.
Right. And you know what? They should really, really, really just buy out her NWA contract if that's the problem. If that is the problem. Or like...
Because last we heard was that, her contract's through this year, and there's reasons that it's extended. And remember, we heard that Billy Corgan said that her contract goes through till a certain point of 2021, and he verified all that when she kept teasing, everybody. So
here comes the donos. We forgot about him. Shit bomb!
You become a shit bomb.
What up, JCS Foot Fucking Rub?
10/10 say you.
10/10. Yes, get out your parents' credit cards. No, I'm just kidding. But the donation links are down below, guys. If you guys want to say something down below and support the show, down below, check it out. Also, Patreon got charged the other day, so jump on Patreon and see if you guys need to re-up or whatever you want to do. If you want to get all the bonus content and be back on Patreon with all of us, so we can get back up to 300 patrons. That'd be really sick. Soundwave,
you become
coming in with $20.
A shit bomb.
7/10 tonight. You had some amazing matches tonight, but that wedding segment was so bad and that it was hilarious.
Yeah.
The main event was fantastic, especially with Kenta showing up, which confirms NJPW and AU are a thing now.
Thank you, Soundwave92, for the $20, bro.
Thank you, Sidewave, sexy bastard. See, I don't know if it means that they're definitely working together, though. This could have just been previously agreed upon because Moxley was the U.S. champ.
You become
Yeah.
I hope.
shit bum.
I don't even care, to be honest.
Joe Jake, what do you guys think about Darby?
I love Darby Allin. I'm glad you brought him up. And real quick, I'm going to spit something right now that I'm glad you just triggered me to think about real quick. So, I'm sick of the fucking suicide dive. Just stop it. Jon Moxley, I'm talking to you, you fucking Renee Young impregnator, okay? Jon Moxley, stop with the suicide dive. Stop doing it. When you do the suicide dive, Jon Moxley, and later tonight I'm going to grab some video for you of the suicide dive that you do and that Seth Rollins does, and I'm going to show you why you're idiots. Seth Rollins and Jon Moxley, with your, I call it the Superman dive, because when they go through the ropes, like, shoo, and when they come out there, they like, their fingers touch the guy like in their chest, and then the guy goes, oh my God, and goes flying. And it literally looks like you're just trying to do some kind of fancy fairy high five. You know, for a guy that was from CZW, it really makes no sense to do your little woo out through the ropes. Stop doing it, Jon Moxley. I know you don't watch the internet. I know you don't read the tweets probably because you're illiterate or whatever. You grew up in Ohio in drug-infested apartment with shitty parents. Listen, you suck at the goddamn suicide dive. It should be called the fairy float when you do it. Stop doing the fucking suicide dive. You suck. Seth Rollins, you're the same. You guys must have taught it to each other. Woo! If you want to fucking float through the Arabian Nights on a magic carpet ride, yeah, I'll call Seth Rollins and I'll call Jon Moxley. But if you want to go back in time and see a real fucking suicide dive that's pretty good, and it's done by a guy who's not doing it too recklessly, but he's doing it like he's fucking hitting somebody, Bret the Hitman Hart. Bret the Hitman Hart had a suicide dive that felt like it was at least real. That's the WWE version of a suicide dive. Bret Hart did it. I appreciate that one. Moxley and Seth, you suck. And if you really want to see a suicide dive, Darby Allin. Darby Allin fucking torpedoes himself at people through the ropes like a fucking dart. That looks like a fucking suicide dive. This guy looks like he's actually propelling himself through ropes to hurt somebody. Okay? And I'm not talking about really hurt people and stiff and stuff like that because I don't like the stiff stuff. You know, so if you go to something that's more acceptable, I would say look at Bret Hart's. But at least Darby Allin's looks good. And so, no, I love Darby Allin. Darby Allin is the best little man. He is the mankind. He is the lightweight little guy, mankind, Shane McMahon / wrestler that we definitely enjoy. And I enjoy watching. I love Darby Allin, and I love his music. I don't necessarily like his whole, because his character, I get it. He's weird, reckless, doesn't care about his body, has a troubled past or whatever. But, the character really isn't there for current. He's not able to grab a promo and be like, I'm fucking Darby Allin. He's more just cool because he's mystical in a way like Jeff Hardy. So whatever, I accept that. But another guy, there's only one other guy that we can put over his suicide-like dives, and that was the man in the main event tonight, Rey Fenix. Holy fucking shit. This guy is a psychopath. Probably too reckless. Maybe Darby is a little bit too, but at least they look good. In fact, it makes Moxley look even that much worse when I know he's taller and bigger, and that's why he has more trouble going through the ropes. But that's the reason why he shouldn't go through the fucking ropes. When Moxley goes through the ropes, whee! Oh, I touched you as I came. Did I get you? So Rey Fenix and Darby Allin, they kick ass as far as suicide dives. So I don't know what you want me to tell me. This is the reason why I didn't do suicide dives, by the way. I stopped.
Wow. Really quick, if that is the case, they're announcing Omega and Kenta versus Moxley and Archer for a lights out match next Wednesday, if that's the truth.
Whoa.
That's their post show on YouTube that Tony Schiavone hosts. So holy moly, donut shop. Thank you for letting us know that. That's huge news.
Oh wait,
Breaking
so
that
they're
live on the review right now.
Wait, so
Omega
they're gonna do
and Kenta versus Moxley and Archer.
Wait, so they're gonna do the regular show, and then as the show ends, you're gonna go over to YouTube to see that?
I don't know. I think it'll just be on Dynamite. I imagine they'll just do lights out as it or they'll add it to the pay-per-view. But he said next Wednesday, so I believe it'll just be on Dynamite.
Yeah,
that's a hell of a match, though. Holy hell, Kenta wrestling. So they're having a New Japan star wrestle in AEW. See, now that's a big deal. And like I said, I still don't know if the Mr. Go to Sleep Club is just being used for the U.S. title or if this really opened the door to New Japan. But would be something to have a real talent exchange. Like you said, you could imagine Bullet Club for real coming over. And
I don't even care. I just don't care. I don't care if they.
I think it'd be a great thing for them.
Bring in New Japan. It won't hurt
to bring in.
It won't hurt, but I don't.
It certainly, like I said, it certainly won't hurt. But I think it would certainly help them. That's for damn sure. If you bring over top talent from New Japan onto AEW, it gets American eyes onto New Japan, and it makes New Japan people or fans, go ahead and tune into AEW, and it might even, make people more aware in that sense. So.
I got to be honest. I think everybody who knows about New Japan and AEW is there. Like, I don't think there's going to be any growth. Really.
I mean, there's got to be opportunity for growth somewhere. I don't think it's much, but not as much as they need. Certainly, not as much as everybody needs. Wrestling's down.
I mean, I'm glad. Do more shit. I don't mind it. I don't mind bringing new faces in for a little while or switching whatever. But then there's also a part of me that gets sick of that, and I don't like it. So I just like when you have talent, you write stories weekly, it's fun. But when you start this person now is here, now we're getting into the Vince McMahon territory of, we write shit, but Goldberg's here now. Oh God, man, I just don't want to get into that moment of guess who's going to show up this week from New Japan thing.
See, I get your point there. To me, it just felt different if they're not legends, returning to take spotlight. If they're, because in my mind,
said
they're
it's nobody's
over
returning.
there. And, so an active competitor there joining an active competitor here, it only elevates both sides. As where, when you get a legend to return, it's only really for them.
What did Joey Janela do to deserve a title shot?
He had to sit through the wedding tonight and watch his former love, Penelope, get married to Kip Sabian. So because that happened, they felt bad and gave him a title shot next week.
Yeah, they really need to figure this out, man.
I don't know because he's not part of the rankings as far as I saw.
Get rid of the rankings. Tony, are you listening? Tony Khan, are you listening to my show? And if you aren't, because if you were, you would have hired me already as a commentator. You'd be like, damn, we have to get him on board. But no, you won't listen, so whatever. But take the stats. Just get rid of them. Just Excalibur, save your breath.
But here's the thing. I'm looking right now. I don't see Joey Janela's name anywhere here. I see Hikaru Shida, Serena Deeb, Red Velvet, Britt Baker, Thunder Rosa, and Tay Conti. I don't see Joey Janela anywhere on that list.
Remember when we triggered Joey Janela? That was fun.
Well, I was reading the women's list. That was the point of that.
Oh.
No, he's not on the men's list either. So, and he's not on the tag list. He's not anywhere to be found.
Where's Sonny Kiss been?
On the men's list, it's Pac, Miro, Ray Phoenix, Cody Rhodes, Moxley, and then we have Darby Allin and Kenny Omega, who are the champions. So,
yikes!
Yeah, that's he's not even anywhere near the rankings list. He's still teaming. Last I saw with Sonny Kiss. So why he has a singles match against Darby Allin for the title beats me. But we've got that match. Then we have the Acclaim taking on MJF and Chris Jericho. MJF and Chris Jericho are now your number one contenders after winning tonight's Tag Team Battle Royal. And yeah, because of his CZW pass with Darby, D. Welsh says, sure, but we don't know that. And on top of it, Cody Rhodes and Lee Johnson are taking on Peter Avalon and Cesar Bononi. I don't know who the hell that is.
Oh, man, I've eaten that sandwich before. That's
shit. Is it tasty?
You become
no
a shit bomb.
Altu and McGarvin.
Y'all say we seen this before, but we haven't seen three different companies AEW/Impact/New Japan possibly working all together. We've
seen three companies work together.
Yeah, we have.
With WWF, ECW, and WCW work together.
Yeah, we've seen this. It's not really that big a deal.
Even though they were all owned by
That's
one.
also not why Tony said that.
It's happened.
That's not why Tony said we've never seen anything like this. That's not why.
No, they were just trying to sell the moment.
I love AEW, but the wedding was, what the fuck? What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. What is love?
I love that
Baby,
song.
don't
That's what I said.
squirt
Hadaway,
me.
great song.
Don't squirt me no more. Hey, Shell, thanks for the $12 coming in from Shell. By the way,
Buddy
man.
and I used to do that all the time when drunk. Night at the Roxbury.
Oh, God, that always cringed me. Leah did that once, and I almost threw up on myself.
Shit.
But everybody did it. Everybody did it.
You become
Everybody
a
loved
shit
it.
bomb.
Showing AEW resellers pick their own gimmicks and storylines. Maybe do you think Miro picks his own stupid stuff?
Oh, yes. I definitely think he does this because Tony Khan is smarter than this. If that makes any sense. Like, I 100%.
I think Tony knows what works to a certain extent. Like, he doesn't always know how to get it over, but he's got good ideas.
Yeah. Or,
You
yeah.
become
I don't know.
a shit bomb.
Joe, you're correct. Kenta being there is cool but won't do much because it's promotion for NJPW strong. And Miro sucks.
Miro does
Yeah.
suck.
BDW chop and screw. It's true. I mean, listen, there's not a lot of New Japan people that are going to, it's just.
And there's not a lot of people from AEW that are going to follow over to New Japan either.
They'll get
I
more of
realize
that, though. They'll
but
get more of that. They'll get more people go, oh, yeah, let me check out New Japan again. They'll get more. New
that-
Japan
that's
will
what I
benefit.
feel is more the benefit. But any eyes to AEW is good.
You become
AEW benefits
a shit bomb.
because their own audience gets excited.
Hey Joe and Jake, I give AU 5/10.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, AEW's like, here you go, you fucking smart marks. Here's Kenta. Now cream yourself.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Get
No,
ready
it's for you.
Get ready. You came once. You're going to come again. Do it. Come.
Right.
Come.
Yeah, dude, like that's why I do appreciate it, Jake. I appreciate it because they're trying to entertain us. They're not necessarily like, oh, we're gonna the American market. They're just gonna love Kenta. Like, no,
You
they
become-
don't.
Yeah, no, they're doing it
shit bomb.
specifically for the fans. That's why I say Tony has good ideas. The execution isn't always sound because he's not a booker,
Well,
but he has
because
good
the-
ideas.
Because the GTS was horrible at the end of the show. That was the worst
that
GTS I've
certainly
ever seen.
It fell apart, but
Now that's
you know,
his
everything
move.
else-
CM Punk did steal it from him too. So I saw some
Yes, he
people.
did.
Some people said, "Wow, you steal CM Punk's move and you can't even do it right." Well, guess what? CM Punk stole it from Kenta, and so did Daniel Bryan.
Everybody's cursed on their debut. I feel like everybody that makes their debut
shit bum.
screws up one of their
I
moves.
give AU a 7/10.
7 out of 10 from Attitude Kid. Era Kid. Yeah, I'd probably go 6.5. I'll go 6 tonight or 6.5. Good
Yeah.
show from AEW. Dude, I'm so happy with AEW because, I mean, think about it. We've been talking about it for an hour now. On Raw, it's like the only reason why we could still be talking about it is because 3 hours. But if Raw was 2 hours, we would have been done. We would have been like, well, nothing happened. This was dumb. This was dumb. Oh, well, that's it. You know,
There was nothing to talk about at the end of the Raw review.
yes, I feel
We were talking
enriched.
about Alexa Bliss oozing from her mouth again. Like,
Yeah.
what are you getting from that?
AEW is so much more exciting, even when they fall flat on their face with things, which they don't really do. But even when something is a dud or stupid or cringy or a botch or whatever, it's wicked fun still. I don't know what the hell it is, but it's just so much more fun than WWE, even when it's not good.
Oh, and I never said I'm not a smart. Of course I'm a smart mark dumb fan. Wrestling's still real to me, damn it.
I'm a dink.
I just want to have fun with it. You know, I want to enjoy wrestling again. I want to have a great time, and AEW still has that entertainment factor. As where Raw is tedious and boring, and as you said, just soul-suckingly dumb, at least tonight, as much as I despise the wedding, there was still something to look forward to in the main event, so I could look past that, and everything else was enjoyable. Even if it wasn't great, some things were better, some things were worse, but everything was entertaining. No matter what, I was invested in the outcomes, the stories, and how they got there.
And even as much as it's weird with the commentary in AEW, with JR is very old on TV looking kind of. He actually looks pretty good. They all look pretty good, but he's an older guy. Tony Schiavone looks like an older guy, and fucking Excalibur's wearing a fucking mask. The three of them, it just looks awful for TV. And then they're all kind of discombobulated a lot of times and weird. But the commentary still is way better on AEW because Jim Ross is honest and Tony Schiavone is honest and Excalibur is super knowledgeable and on point. So despite the fact that the commentary in AEW is a little bit is weird, like I don't know what else to say, weird, I guess. Even though the commentary in AEW is weird, it's better than the WWE's robot commentary, which is absolutely atrocious. If WWE's commentary is a 2 out of 10, AEW's commentary is probably a 6 out of 10. But I would take the honesty, realism, botches, and and I don't know what to say, inconsistencies of JR, Tony Schiavone, and Excalibur on AEW's commentary 100 times over the robotic, bland, same old shit commentary that we hear on WWE. Soulless commentary. JR, Schiavone, and Excalibur at least have fucking souls. So I would take that 100 times with a 6 out of 10 over WWE's 1 or 2 out of 10. So,
especially with Beth Phoenix returning, like her and Wade Barrett together. Like, Wade isn't great, but he's good. And there's something about the two of them together that they just play well off of one another. They feel like they have this natural chemistry, like, oh, they're real friends, and they bicker and they argue, but they get along, and they can, at times kind of pick up where each other leaves off. It's got this good dynamic to it. Then they throw Vic Joseph in there, and it falls apart. Sadly, if he wasn't there, I feel like it would work so much better.
Well, we've done the example a million times. When Vic Joseph is there, it's like, Vic Joseph says, like, wow, what a clothesline. Did you see that? Wade, did you see that clothesline? Or like, he doesn't even have that voice. But whatever, he says that. And then, Beth Phoenix says, he really is laboring now. And it's like, it's like close, but not quite. You'll never get Morrow. Like, you'll just never get like, oh my God, what a clothesline. He's just, where's my AJ Styles? Like, I mean, just dude, these fucking guys, it just really shows you how Nigel McGuinness, and here it is right here. Here you go. Here it is, everybody. For the love of God, courtesy of Title Match Wrestling. Let's go ahead and fast forward. Courtesy of Title Match Wrestling. Shout out to Title Match Wrestling. We love them. Very wonderful people. Good people. Go to their website, Title Match Network. Use coupon code Corona. Oh my God, RVD with a spinning heel kick, and he goes for the cover, and here comes, this is it, 1, 2, and oh no, so close, but Rob Van Dam kicked out. Oh, Morrow, he's so close on that one. I don't think RVD got all of it, though. He came so close. He got the heel up into the chin, but he just missed connecting fully, and AJ Styles able to get his shoulder up. Certainly these two men have been at odds for about 20 minutes here in front of this capacity crowd, and a jawbreaker by AJ Styles on RVD, and here comes RVD and a boot right to the throat. AJ Styles going to the middle rope now. Here comes AJ Styles with a tornado DDT right in the center of the ring. And he's going to go for the cover again. He's too close to the ropes, but he's covering. Jerry Lynn's covering. Oh, RVD got his hand on the rope. Oh, desperation, but really bad ring positioning by AJ Styles. He should have dragged him to the center of the ring before he made the cover. He would have got the pin. He would have gotten the fall, Morrow. Absolutely, and the two men are so fatigued because this match has gone over the time limit. Like, I mean, just that type of stuff. It's like, oh, fucking, yeah, what's going on? Oh, my God, give me the fucking commentary. And it's like...
What's the name of the My Pillow guy?
The My Pillow guy? Now his name is Nazi because he said he likes Trump.
The crazy Republican, as everybody calls him. What the hell?
I don't remember. Lindell? I just call him the My Pillow guy. What do you call him?
My Pillow guy. I think it's Mike Lindell, but he sounds just like Jesse Ventura. So we should get him for commentary. I mean, he sounds like he was cloned by Jesse Ventura.
Oh, you're right. He kind of. I said that to Leah when
he gets loud and angry. It is like identical. So
he's Uncorrupted. We played him Uncorrupted. We were like, dude, it's Jesse Ventura. He was like,
yeah.
I love My Pillow. Have you seen My Pillow? It's amazing. You fuck. Oh, by the way, speaking of that, Lars, goodbye.
he was there was a recap of him on some severe right news network that's not even anything I've even heard of before, and he was going off and he started mentioning Dominion systems and they kicked him off, of course, because they don't want to get sued too.
Right.
And it was just hilarious. But the louder and more angry he got, he went ahead and sounded just identical to Jesse.
Nobody thinks that guy's a good guy. No,
of course not. But his voice is so iconic sounding that.
Oh yeah, you should be a wrestling. When I heard him, I go, this is another guy like Alex Jones. They should be wrestling managers. Like, absolutely should be wrestling managers. I don't think Alex actually should because he's too, like, smart with books. He's just so crazy about reading everything. But the Pillow guy's a joke. I mean, listen, nobody on the left, right, or anywhere, even if you agree with a lot of the stuff he says, he's a fucking snake oil guy. You know what I mean? I mean, the guy's a mess.
Oh, yeah. Joe, the funniest thing, though, too, is he goes on the My Pillow account after he gets his Twitter banned.
Uh-huh.
He got, terms of service violated for going on and on and on about, false claims about the election, whatever. But he still gets himself kicked off of Twitter. So then he goes on the My Pillow Twitter account and sends out tweets saying, "This is from Mike Lindell. This is from me, Mike Lindell." Things like that. Like
he's gonna get the company's
like, Mike says or Mike suggests or not.
He's gonna get his own company banned.
Mike Lindell.
He's gonna get his company banned on Twitter because
they're already banned. They're gone.
Oh my God, what an idiot!
Because
are they a public traded company? They're not public, are they?
I don't know if they're publicly traded. I honestly, I'm not sure. But it is funny that their whole Twitter got screwed over because they said it was ban evasion because he was using the
you
Twitter
can't do
account.
that.
Yeah.
You literally have to state like we're not. So Mike, we relay the news of Mike.
Exactly, and that's why all they had to do was literally have him write. But he wrote he put me and then parentheses Mike Lindell.
What a dumb. I mean, really stupid.
It's just it's yeah.
But no, I mean, listen, I don't think the guy should be banned either. By the way, I don't care how crazy the My Pillow guy is or how whacked out some of the things he does are. I don't think he should be banned.
No, unless they're causing
what the
harm
fuck did he
people.
do? What? Because he's so far right and he's in a lot of conspiracy stuff. Some of the stuff is true, and he's right. But I mean, he's also a wacko, but that doesn't mean he should be banned. He hasn't, if he starts tweeting out, end the Jews or like I'm gonna kill these, things like that. Okay, yeah, that guy's you're gonna get banned. You're like you're being racist on Twitter, or you're being, whatever you call it on Twitter. But it's like this guy is banned on Twitter. What? Because he was like. So just speaking his mind about stuff. It's like so mind controlled, dude. They banned Parler. It's like this. Oh, I'm banned on Twitter. I'm banned on Twitter. Let's use me as an example, right? I'm banned on Twitter for making a joke that MTV hates white people. I said MTV hates white people, which is a throwback joke to Kanye West and George Bush doesn't care about black people. And I said MTV doesn't care about white people, which is fucking hilariously ridiculous, but it's funny. Like, so I wrote it. Like, that's not even a big deal. I'm banned for life on Twitter because I said that. So what do I do if I can't go on Twitter? And I'm IP banned for life, by the way. But, I keep avoiding it, and then they'll find me eventually and shut me down again and whatever. So I can't go on Twitter. So what do? You start looking for other places to go. You go, fuck them. I'm going to go write my stuff other places. What else is out there? Oh, Gab and Parler are out there. So I made a Parler and a Gab account. The day I got banned, I made a Parler and Gab account. Now I have no...
How'd that go for you?
Now I have no Parler account. Why do I have no Parler account? Because they said Parler was some crazy place where people organized. Well, isn't that where Facebook is? Everybody organizes on Facebook for all these protests and rallies all the time. And they proved it. They know this. Everybody knows this. You know this. I know this. Everybody in the chat knows this. Left, right, independent, whatever you are. Facebook does this stuff, and but it's not Facebook's fault. When people organize something violent and it happens, then you go and you ban the people. Yeah, hey, you organized something violent and you did something violent, we're going to ban you. That makes sense. You broke the TOS. But Parler needs to be shut down completely because people organized on there. Well, people organized on your site too. Why are you banning them? Could it be because you're trying to kill your competition using excuses by hiding behind racism and anger and weird stuff? Yeah, you're just big tech squashing people. We know what you're doing. It's not about what people did right or wrong. You just want to squash people because you're a big tech company. It's not about good. It's not about what people did wrong. You're just using it. You're faking it. You're hiding behind shit so you can ban people. Because some guy makes a Twitter account, says something like, I fuck pigs, and then he gets banned for life on Twitter. He's like, I was joking. I wrote I fuck pigs, now I'm banned for life on Twitter. Okay, I'm going to make a Parler account. Makes a Parler account. Hey, Parler is a bunch of racist people. And then he gets fired from his job because he has a Parler account, which this happened, by the way. Somebody got fired from their job for having a Parler account. I have a Parler account. Where the fuck are people supposed to go? Oh, that's where all the Nazis go. No, it's not where all the Nazis go. It's where all the people who get banned on Twitter go. And people who get banned on Twitter are liberal, independent, and right-wing people. So where are you supposed to go? So it's all a big setup. You're going to make people crazy, and they're going to buy weapons, and terrorist attacks are going to happen on this country.
You're not wrong. And sadly, they integrated these social media sites in such a way into our everyday lives that they become a necessity.
I'm sorry, I'm losing my mind right now. I'm getting off topic.
No, but not being connected is,
I'm gonna freak out.
A huge issue. So when you're canceling people, you're not just cutting them off from, other people, but, other essential services. And it becomes a whole issue there, too. And people say free speech is dead, but then it's a private company, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all these, they're private companies. So what rights do they have? And it's just it's a huge gray area, but still it's not being handled right. That's for sure. They make it so that, you need the internet for everything. You need social media for every aspect of your job nowadays, for living your life, and having any of that restricted is a huge deal. So
yeah, this is really dangerous. You're going to alienate people, and you're going to make them feel left out, and you're going to get them fired from their jobs. And too sweet, you can talk shit in the chat all you want, but if you don't know that firing someone from their job because they made a Parler account because there was nowhere else for them to be isn't wrong, then there's something really wrong with you. Like, too sweet. I'm dead serious, bro. If you think it's okay that somebody got fired from their job because they had a Parler account, by the way, they were liberal, and they had a Parler account, you think it's okay they got fired from their job, and not because they said anything horrific, but because they just had an account. There's something sickly wrong with that. And I would argue that I hope they sue their company, because I feel like there's something wrong with that. There's something not right about that.
We've seen guilty by association happen, many times throughout history, obviously. Even if you break it down to something as silly and small, I'm not just talking like race and skin color. That's a huge everyday issue. I'm saying simple things like people that just listen to certain musics getting labeled as terrorist organizations, like the ICP groups and things like that. People have their liberties taken away for associating with the simplest of things at times, and it happens kind of often lately. So
do you know how hard it is? Like, it's a little bit hard for me, man, because I'm pretty much a liberal, right? I mean, I'm an independent, but I'm pretty much a left-leaning person, and I really have to defend all this stuff because it's wrong. Like, I literally have to defend. I even have to defend the right-wing people. We don't even agree a lot of times. Some of these people. Like,
no, but they removed personal choice. That's the issue.
I have to defend, and I've got to defend all these people too. Like, I talk with somebody. I swear to God, like, I don't understand how these people are in trouble and they're the crazy ones. I will literally sit here and take shit from the people that I know in my life that are left leaning. I will take shit from them to fight for the right to be able to speak. Like, it doesn't make any sense why they're censored. I don't understand it.
Both sides need their...
every side
the
should be able to speak.
radicalized movement on both sides cause these, blackouts, essentially.
Well, you get what it is, and we're going to get back to wrestling now, but this, I don't even know why we got into the politics. Somebody donated or something. This always triggers us all. What it is for every reaction, there's an equal and opposite reaction. And this isn't a bad thing. It's funny, when you make open statements like I'm about to make, what happens is one side thinks you're talking about them and they get angry, and then the other side gets angry, thinks you're talking about them and they get angry. I'm not talking about either side, like, at all. I'm literally just making an observation. When you have people in government like AOC and like Ilian Abraham or whatever her name is, and you have, like, you had Obama doing what he was doing for a little while, and you have the George Bushes and the 9/11 and all that fake stuff that happened, and you have the whatever. Eventually, there's this pushback that happens, and you see it right now. Like, who's that lady, Green in Colorado, the right-wing lady who's like, I've got my gun and fucking crazy. Like, she is the response to people like AOC. There wasn't really a right-wing version of that. They were all kind of just boring, classic Republican people. But the new AOCs and the progressives are getting loud and stuff. So now the right-wing people have elected their own crazy shit. So now you got those people battling. You've got some crazy shit coming into office on both sides. That's what's happening. It's every action.
Yeah.
There's an equal and opposite reaction. You got you put in you fucking tried to give everybody Hillary, and they said, fine, fuck this. Jeb Bush, Hillary, here you go, Donald Trump. We're gonna bring you Donald Trump, and now you brought Donald Trump. All right, we're gonna go hard back to the mechanical robot Biden. You know what I mean? With some of the worst shit. So it's like every action equal opposite reaction, and we go back and forth on this seesaw, and like if these are the extremes, right? Politics used to be kind of like in the middle here, the left and the right were like this. But then it got like extreme. It's spreading. It's opening. It's going further and further. Like we're going for we're gonna get. Oh yeah, you want to be crazy? We'll get crazy. Here's our crazy. Oh, you want to get crazy? Here's our crazy person. Oh, we're gonna get real fucking crazy. Oh, Antifa, you want to riot and you want to blow things up and burn buildings for like 4 years during Trump's presidency? Oh, we're gonna create the Proud Boys, and then they're gonna go out and do stuff, and then we're gonna have a Capitol riot. Oh, they did it. Let's do it here too. Like now we'll do it. Oh, you guys have been doing it for 4 years. Now we're gonna do it. Ha ha. And then one side pretends like the other side hasn't been doing it for like 6 years, and then the other side pretends like now it's okay. It's like, oh, you're going to do it? Now we're going to do it. Oh, you're going to do it? Now we're going to do it. Are you going to do it? It's just going to keep fucking going because it's two sides one-upping each other, and the extreme parts of the sides are believing shit even more or doubling down even more on their shit because they're like, I don't care. I saw you do that. Don't tell me I can't do it because you did it for like 5 years. Oh, yeah? Well, now I'm going to do it. Oh, now you're going to do it? Well, now I'm going to do it. How about this? You have no right to speak because you're banned on Twitter and Facebook and everywhere else. How about that? How about that? You're hate speech. How about you're a racist Nazi? I'm not a racist Nazi. What the fuck? Yeah, you are. Fuck you. You're a racist Nazi. Oh, you're a fucking baby eater. Like, it's just like, it just fucking explodes into shit, dude. Like, it's crazy. That's what's going on right now. And it's actually, even though it's kind of like funny and fun in a way, it's actually kind of dangerous, like what we're going into. Little dangerous. Like as someone from the middle who sees what's going on, I see the hypocrisy of both sides. I get it. Oh my God, bro. Whew. Why are we talking about this?
We just kind of delved slowly into the madness that is.
Juan Espinoza goes, he's the best answer. I'm on the left, but I keep my thoughts to myself because I know how people are. Yeah, me too, man. And that's a good thing why you don't have to be mad about me ranting because I'm not telling you what side to be on or anything like that. That's why, like, I hate when people do that. I hate when YouTubers and people go, I'm going to tell you about what politics do. I'm not telling you that at all, everybody. Whatever you guys believe is what you guys believe. I don't even want you guys to fight about it. I want us all to love each other and come together and, like, start talking about everything and accepting people and figuring it out without banning people for words and stuff like that. Love you all, and you know that, and whatever side you're on, it's all good. You know what I mean? We just need to, everybody needs to talk a little bit more and realize we're all human and understand that somebody who grew up on one side of the state is going to have a whole different experience than a different side of the country or even in an area nearby. And like you might be like, I fucking hate the police. They killed my friends. Like they're really bad. But then you might live in an area where like the cops are wicked good and they've like killed bad guys and saved kids' lives and stuff. So you're like, the fucking cops are amazing. I love them. Like, and so like you can literally both be right where you're like, no, the cops are bad.
Depends on where you are, who you are. And
I
had a similar conversation earlier today with Courtney. It was kind of amusing how it worked out that way. But yeah pretty much about the same thing. You know,
it's like,
and people saying that for the schools systems and stuff like that. Yeah,
it's the same thing with everything, right? It's like there literally can be a town where 70% of the police are horrible, and then there can be a town where like 98% of the police are fucking awesome, and if people grow up in those two different towns, they're going to have different experiences and they're going to really believe their experience, like to be like, no, fuck, this is bullshit. Cops are terrible. Or wow, cops are awesome. And like you had a cop in the family who was a great cop. So the problem is like everybody needs to stop with like all Christians this, all Muslims that, all white people that, all black people this, all Asian people that. Anytime.
You can't lump everyone in as a, generality. That's the problem.
What you can say is, listen, we could do a better job. Let's work on trying to get more cops to be, because there's so many good cops, right? Like let's say 70, whatever, half the cops are good or more, or whatever the case is. However many good cops there are, let's work on making all the police departments try to be the best they can. Let's try to do that. And that's what you can say, and that's what you can work on. without saying like fuck them all and take it all away and defund them and kill them, you know, like it's like that. Whoa, like, you know, like just work at getting the best you can get. It's like when you're building something. I've been building that wood shit recently. I built one. It wasn't very good. And I was like, maybe I should just stop. You know, maybe I should just fucking tear it down and fuck it. Because I suck at woodworking, you know. But then I was like, all right, I'm going to try again. And I tried again. I suck, guys. I'm not good with woodworking. I'm not good with mechanical stuff or putting things together. I'm stupid. All I'm good with is sales and talking and speaking and communicating. That's the only thing I have is speaking. I'm retarded. I have a GED. And so the second one I built came out way better. Because I started
really good.
I worked at it, and the second one came out way better, yeah. And like, I think if I work a little bit more at it, I'll start getting a little bit better at it. And it's like, that's what you need to do. And I know it's frustrating because you're like, I want this to be fixed now. And I agree that like stuff doesn't get fixed fast enough. But it ain't gonna get fixed if you start pointing at everyone, calling everyone racist, stupid,
it's
shitty,
with everything.
fuck everything.
You have to start somewhere and start small to make a dent in anything. You know, it takes time.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Soapbox, Joe Cronin. Everybody get on the box and let's all rant about the world.
With the video you put out earlier today too, getting back into wrestling, it is disappointing.
What am I talking about?
Hey, it's all relevant, but
I'm sorry.
It sucks that John Cena can't make it to anything involving wrestling at this point in time. So come to find out, this whole he was a lock was supposed to happen thing. He was never a lock for the Rumble, like reported. We had heard that he was from many people, but what had happened was he was supposed to be involved with WrestleMania. Then he was going to possibly, if he couldn't be there physically, do something remotely. Then he was going to like film something and have it shown at WrestleMania. Not a match, but some type of like promo thing or something.
Ugh.
Even that seems like it's not happening now. The issue is that the restrictions of travel from Canada itself while he's filming DC's Suicide Squad and Peacemaker show for HBO, you know, their streaming service.
I think I said this
there.
in my video yesterday. Is this the thing that I was talking about yesterday, or is this something different?
Yeah. So from there, you know, he was supposed to, but now he's not even going to be doing any type of video thing either. So that's really disappointing.
No Cena.
But he's going to be doing a Mountain Dew commercial for the Super Bowl.
That's cool.
So I guess there's
well,
that
he can't leave Canada. They won't let him leave Canada, so he won't be at WrestleMania.
And like people right now going to either.
Do you know what they
Australia,
could do, Jake? Jake, you know what they could do?
What's that?
Since WrestleMania is weird anyway now, right? What could they do? Think about, use your brain for a second. What do you think they could do?
Send whoever he's facing to Canada to face him.
Bingo! Send a ring to Canada. Send somebody to Canada.
A ring to Canada because they have training centers
they got
up there.
rings. They got rings.
Yeah.
How about
they
this?
They have rings up there. They have locations. They just go to Cena. Pick somebody now that you want to, and they have to quarantine for 14 days. Canada, New Zealand, and Australia. They have it basically. I don't know about Canada for sure, but I know New Zealand and Australia. When you get off the plane, their like health ministry takes you to an accommodation, and then from there you're with them for 14 days. You don't get to leave. Everything's set up through their health board.
You know what else you could do? How about this? Think about this. And I don't know if he has to stay local. So if John Cena can't really go far, then they could bring a ring to him, or he could go nearby ring or whatever. But if they could get this done, somewhere is, I would assume, and I don't know if it's true. What if they had the Calgary Stampede ring? You know, like the original Bret Hart ring, or his dad.
Oh yeah,
like the Calgary Stampede.
I was thinking Stadium Stampede when you said it. No, the Calgary Stampede. No shit. Yeah.
What if they had Stu Hart's ring? I don't know if they do. I don't know where that ring is. If it's gone, whatever the fuck.
It's got to be somewhere up there.
Have a
buried snow.
Have Bret Hart like represent somebody to face Cena and call it the Stu Hart Calgary Stampede Memorial match or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's so dumb and probably wouldn't work. And probably
I know. And Wandi says they didn't want to risk injury during shooting. That was part of it, but it seemed to be that they were originally going to allow him to go with his insurance until the COVID restrictions seemed to be what was the issue. As where The Rock originally couldn't get released because of insurance issues, now it seems like Cena's thing is just strictly COVID related.
Yeah. I mean, it's not worth it. There's no fans. You know, he could have came out in front of like 15,000 fans. I guess without that, it just doesn't matter. You know.
And then Gorilla Strong just let me know that both Rey Mysterio and Dominic tested positive for COVID. So, look at that. That is not good, especially because they were all in the Rumble.
Perdona me.
Hopefully they didn't have it at the Rumble Sunday night, but if it's Tuesday and they tested positive now, can you imagine what that would do to the roster if they were around everybody?
Likely they weren't contagious, but I'm no doctor, and hopefully they...
I think you're contagious before you start showing symptoms was what was said at one point. But
yeah,
not
who
as
knows?
high.
They can't even figure out the mask shit.
I know, and they say it's not as high, and then you hear no. But still, no matter what, if they've got tested positive today, then you know that they had it within the last 7 days. So imagine if they just took out the entire WWE roster. Imagine if the entire roster tests positive.
Right.
Come. You're going to come.
Jesus Christ.
Fucking Ed's view. I love it. Again. Do it. Come.
Right.
Do it. Come.
Wow.
They love their audience.
That's rapey right there.
And Leaping really Lizard had me cracking up before. I know we're well off the topic, but he said, I personally love those Nazi pillows. I own 2 of the Das Fluffier pillows myself.
Yeah, I've got a couple of those. So, oh, here comes Randy Viper.
Oh, I saw a license plate today that was OK Karen.
Oh, that's funny.
Fuck Karen, suck my dick. And fuck cancel culture shit. Fuck Karen, you dumb bitch.
It's my ringtone now.
Fuck Karen, suck my dick.
Is the 1984 donation working? The Run You Dumb Bitch or whatever? Someone tell me. 1984? Working? Gotta figure that out.
Randy Viper tipped $3. I have supported the mighty Bullfrog since he first stepped foot into the JCS community, and I will continue to do so. Through thick and thin, the mighty Bullfrog will prevail as your next monetized world heavyweight champion. I never wanted him banned. I loyal.
What up, Dirty Pox? Yo, thank you so much, Randy Viper. I know you love him, man. You don't want him banned. I know that you're trying. The Dirty Pox, what's up, man? United Ireland soon. Yeah. My people were oppressed in Ireland, goddammit. We came to America, we couldn't get jobs. They wouldn't let us work. They treated us like shit. I can virtue signal on Twitter now, man, with my Irish heritage. Ready for this?
McGee tipped $5. Once again, NXT had the better show tonight and has been on a roll as of late for show quality.
I believe it.
I did like the shock of Kenta, but outside of that, nothing special. 6/10 for AEW, 7/10 for NXT. Great matches tonight on NXT.
Yeah, I am excited to watch NXT for all those reasons too. Pussy Lips McGee. Thank you, Pussy Lips McGee. And yeah, I did upload a video earlier today to I uploaded videos everywhere. I uploaded a video to Shame on News. I uploaded a video on Corrupted Nation, and I uploaded the Mortal Kombat video also to Evil Spectrum 3. And I also did a Diablo 3 podcast, episode 1 of a brand new style of Diablo 3 podcast. For any Diablo 3, Diablo 4, all Diablo. It's going to be all Diablo. Anyway, so that's there on Evil Spectrum 3 and on Spotify, iTunes. Just search Demons of Diablo podcast, and you guys can hear that if you are a Diablo player.
No, like I said, I haven't seen anything official about them testing positive, but I did see earlier one of the things we're going to talk about tomorrow. Bleacher Report, Sports Illustrated, Wrestling Inc., everywhere confirmed that Rey Mysterio signed a new contract. And he said he's going to keep wrestling until Father Time tells him, that's it, no more, you're done. So he's signed another contract, and we'll talk about the details of that tomorrow. But you figure he started in 1992, so going on, quite a career here. He's 46 years old, and he signed with WWE back in 2002, obviously. And
when did he start wrestling? When he was like 18 or 16?
17 in 92.
Yeah. So he's really signing with WWE because of his son,
His son.
Yeah.
Yeah. He said, I'm so happy to see my son Dominic doing so well. It means so much to me to be with him in WWE.
He's always going to be able to do something. He's going to be able to speak, do something, be in the corner of Dominic as a manager if he had to be. He's only 46, and, Shawn Michaels at 46 was ripping and roaring. At 46, wasn't Shawn Michaels having his match with The Undertaker at WrestleMania 25? How old is Michaels? Let me see.
Yeah, around that age.
Oh, man. There's a guy, we're going to have a guy on the show, too. I'm going to do a podcast with this guy. He does WWE theme covers and a bunch of other stuff. His covers.
Oh, really?
Yeah, his covers are amazing.
Which one? Who is this?
Something 13, Zombie 13. This guy's covers are amazing. I've used his covers when I've done little skits or whatever. Like when the Darby Allin cover, that's him. Like everything, it's like so
really?
good, dude. Oh my god, he's good, dude. His cover of Motorhead, Triple H. I'm just telling you that almost every one he goddamn does is fucking. Listen to this for a second. This is him covering. Dude, this guy, the nuances of like the little noises and stuff in the background that he does, and I guess he does drums and he just does all of it. You know, when I'm making songs at my house, I do everything too, but I'm a terrible guitar player. Like I'm a really bad guitar player and a whatever keyboard player and stuff. You know, I can play drums. That's pretty much it. But this guy is good on the drums, good on everything.
Yeah, good on every
good on the
instrument,
guitar, like oh my! And then not only is he good on all those things, but his recording is crisp. And on top of that, the nuances he hits every it's amazing. Like the recreation of some of the stuff, fucking crazy good, man. I don't know, but he's gonna be on the show soon.
Accurate.
I can't wait to talk to him about all his covers he's done and what he does with music and his wrestling. He's a big wrestling fan too. Definitely has a. You know, he's into a lot of music that I like too. So we're going to have him on. He seems like a cool guy. And just, I want to thank him, man, for doing all these covers. Because, I mean, so many times I've used his covers to, like, do something little or funny, like, over on the show. And, you know, you don't want to play the copyright WWE stuff. And I just want to give the guy as much...
Yeah, some credit and praise. Absolutely.
Yeah, because he's so good. Like, and now he's doing what a lot of people are doing during COVID, which is, like, you know, setting up his own little studio thing. So, like I know a lot of musicians who are doing this, they set up like their own little sort of like tent or recording area and lights and stuff like that, and then they record their music to make a music video. And so I know a lot of guys that have done that. Yeah, so he's going to be coming on the show. I did get a hold of him on an email, and so that's going to be cool. He did DX.
Yeah, the little like big scream.
Man. You want some
rattle?
Jake?
Well, you better get used to the way Jake sucks it. He likes to swallow your nothing and fucks it. Cause Jake's a hoe man, yeah. Jake's a hoe, little man. Suck it down.
That's what Jake does. But yeah, this guy
Gargle.
Gargle. This guy nails it, bro.
Yeah, he's doing a great job.
Fire.
I like that Fender too.
Yo, he's got so many guitars and shit.
Oh, I'm sure.
Every time I
Check
see
him
him with
out.
another guitar, I'm like, man, he's got another guitar. Love this guy. It's going to be great to get him on the show.
Absolutely.
Maybe he's a homosexual. Well, we can only hope. Because Leah did say, if I want to, I can't cheat on her with a girl, but if it's a guy.
Shit bomb!
Steve Callan.
You become a shit bomb.
Thanks for dropping the $1, Steve. But yeah, tomorrow night, out of nowhere, 11 p.m. Eastern time right here, we're going to have hopefully a lot to talk about. What do you guess ratings-wise tonight? It's going to be a weird night in ratings, I feel like.
Yeah, I think it's going to be, with Beach Break, I think it's going to be 820.
I'm going to, okay,
which I hope it'll be higher, but
I'm gonna say,
NXT
dude,
had Edge, so I think that they're going to be like neck and neck again.
I'm going to say that AEW.
Shit bomb!
Whoa!
You become
Chime it
a
in.
shit bomb.
I give AU 6/10. The wedding was too cringeable. It was planned that Orange Cassidy would be in it. Chuck Taylor and Miro is trash. I wonder if Lana is giving him some for real.
E-Murder, thanks for the $10. What do you mean giving, you mean who?
Yeah, giving her some real.
Who wait a minute, who's Lana giving pussy to? What?
Miro,
E-Murder.
better be.
Miro? Oh yeah, I would have.
Shit,
I mean, they're married. Of course she is.
You become
Well, she better be giving it to him
a
tonight to make him
shitball.
feel better.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably giving it to her. He probably thinks this was awesome.
She's going to be the next women's tag champ, so she's got nothing to worry about.
We're going to be the next women's tag champ. Yeah.
We did it, Rusev.
We did it, Rusev. No, I don't think that, I got to be honest. I
that
think
Lana smells good. Yeah, I don't think she smells good either. I think she smells like tuna.
I never say this. I think NXT is going to win this week.
They might.
Shit bomb.
I don't know. Beach Break had a
Evening,
lot
Joe
of
and
heavy
Jake.
advertising.
Shout out to the chat. Much respect and love. Give me Ray Phoenix as TNT champion. His high mid-air moves. Holy shit. That over-the-top rope flip dive against the guardrails. And that high mid-air headbutt.
Can you imagine D. Welsh?
Is freaking nuts.
Can you imagine him
Joe, did you
in a ladder match with Darby Allin?
Thank you for the donation.
Sign me up. I wish the TNT title changed hands a bit more frequently. Let the main title, stay longer.
Yeah,
give more people a chance.
Just hasn't been defended enough.
Colonel Santos tipped $3. I'm sick of seeing that filthy Pedro Rey Mysterio. Whenever he comes out, I want to kill myself.
It's a whole new game. Duncachino.
Whoa, what's going on? Double donos.
Say hello to my chocolate blend.
The Botch Club, ladies and gentlemen, it's the Botch Club. I don't know why it's not playing, but
and the Wrestle Daily.
And the Wrestle Daily. What's up, Wrestle Daily? And yes, the Bruins tonight, finally, and I could watch the game on YouTube TV because it was on NBC. Yo, a few things. First, David Pasternak in history in the making. Another come from behind win. The Bruins, 8 in a row. Joe, get over with this prick of you. Jake's COVID 316 shirt and Steve Austin beer. Play latest COVID 316 post. Ooh, a new one. I got to check this out. Botch Club, what's up, man? Yeah, dude, you just hyped me up again, dude. The Bruins played awesome. I had fun watching the Bruins game earlier. I was watching it on my tiny little phone, but, it was nice to watch it.
People were hitting up about it on Twitter, so it seemed like it was good.
Yeah, I haven't been able to watch since YouTube pulled Nesson from YouTube TV, so that's been shitty.
Yeah, that sucks.
Ladies and gentlemen, available now from Botch Club and the Wrestle Daily,
the COVID 316. Do you want some shirt that's going to absolutely be the most badass COVID shirt that you've ever seen in your life?
Nice, isn't it?
It is nice, Vince. Even Vince McMahon fucking knows. Stone Cold Steve Austin approves the Stone Cold Steve Austin official COVID 316 t-shirt.
Really nice, isn't it?
You're damn right, Vince McMahon, it's nice. COVID 316 says I just killed your ass. Get it now, you son of a bitch.
Unbelievable
That's
stuff.
Really nice, isn't it?
It really is Vince McMahon. It's one of the most amazing shirts you'll ever see in the World Wrestling Federation. That's right. It's the COVID 316 shirt. What a move.
That's really nice, isn't it?
You're damn right, Vince. What a maneuver. Unbelievable. Check it out, guys. That's one of the best t-shirts I've ever seen. That's why I don't even make t-shirts anymore. Mine was so bad. I just said, fuck this. We sell 30. Who cares? This guy should sell 3,000 of these. I mean, they're so goddamn good. They should transcend everybody, no matter who you are. If you were ever a wrestling fan, you should be buying that t-shirt. Even if you don't watch current wrestling now, it's that good. Make sure you get Facebook ads on that thing because that thing deserves to be molested.
It's meme-worthy. It's
everything
classic,
worthy.
It's nostalgic. It's all the above. It's great.
Did you just donate to Joe? Thank you for the donation.
Let's go back to the Colonel Santos donation. We rolled over it.
Fist.
Oh, I was just going to reread it. You beat me to it.
In the bunghole.
I spit in the face of people who eat apples.
Colonel Santos tipped $3. I'm sick of seeing that filthy Pedro Rey Mysterio. Whenever he comes out, I want to kill myself. But I would ragdoll and brutally fuck his hoe of a daughter Aliara in her ass until her sphincter muscles bulge out of her rectum, dripping with my Filipino cum.
Jesus.
Oh.
Colonel Santos. Just about everybody cringed me like that on Raw, man. Even when the New Day came out, I went, ugh. And they were like doing that yelling thing again, like, like whatever they were doing. Like, what the fuck? Dude, Raw is awful. Like, if you thought Raw was better than a 7, you should bullet yourself.
I mean, Raw was abysmally bad.
Hate to say it.
Thankfully, there was a few things that worked, but not much. I mean, they'll get there with Drew, but I don't understand why they had Sheamus turn in such a way. Like, you knew he was going to, but what a disappointing, lackluster turn of a friendship. Like, just for him to kick him like that for the brogue kick for nothing, that was disappointing. Edge worked well, but they were in a bad situation. So I don't give WWE a negative on this one. They were up against it, and I understand. If they advertised the Randy Orton match and really tried to get more fans in on it and sold that match longer, if they delayed it a week, it wouldn't have worked. It needed to happen after the Rumble because we need to see Edge move on from Randy Orton. The original story was going to be Edge and Randy Orton having their final conclusion of an I Quit match or some stipulation at Mania. They're not doing that, obviously. Edge said, what if I go and title I never lost? Yeah, great idea. Everyone's about that. So let's see you go. And there's even a consideration for him to go to NXT. So that's why he was there, Now you've got Edge showing up all over the place. He already said that when he came back, he was going to do it full time. If he's here, he's going to be here. He's not going to be missing for months and months on end, which he planned on, but then he got injured last time. So that was unfortunate. I get it, though. If they advertised the match, then you would have known that Edge won the Rumble, so they couldn't do it. They had no way to build that up more than they did in the same night. But I appreciate what they did because they had to tie up that story with Orton for now, and Orton will go and continue working with The Fiend and Alexa Bliss, and Edge will go towards WrestleMania. So it's good. Everybody's got something to work on.
Let me ask you this,
At least there was that,
What did you think of... Let me ask you this. People always talk about KENTA and the copying. Obviously KENTA did the go to sleep before CM Punk and everything.
Yeah.
But what was it called? Was it called Go to Sleep?
I thought it was the Go to Sleep first, but...
Because I want to know...
I could be mistaken. Let me double check.
Can somebody find out? Because I don't know that. I don't know what KENTA called the move. And even though KENTA did the move first... Did KENTA do the move first, then CM Punk called it the go to sleep, and then KENTA started calling his the go to sleep? Is that what's going on? Is that why there's this whole he copied him? Well, he stole my move and then called it something that everybody now calls it, so now I'm going to steal the name because that's what people know it as. But it was my original move, so fuck him. Is that what it is? Or did KENTA...
They said right here, the former GHC heavyweight champion speaks about being banned from using the go to sleep, the move that he originally created. He said, it's not like I invented the drop kick or anything, but when it comes to a move that I did make, that was another thing that got to me about WWE. A move I invented, I thought up, I'm not allowed to use it. It's crazy. Over here, well, nobody can say anything to stop me from hitting it now. He invented and named it the go to sleep. It's always been the go to sleep. I thought it was, but I wanted to make sure and not sound like a dumbass.
So that's even more fucked up. That not only did KENTA create the move, which we knew that, but he also called it go to sleep.
Yeah, it wasn't like Orton has the diamond cutter. He's got the RKO.
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah, for Punk to take the GTS, that's...
So not only did Punk take his move, he took the fucking name... And now you come to America 8 years later, and you're not allowed to use the move you named that CM Punk made a fucking famous thing of, and the move you created and named. That is so fucking crazy that it makes you want to rip your fucking eyeballs out of your socket and then punt them into the neighbor's fucking wife's pussy.
See, originally back in 2011, Punk, said that he had studied KENTA and wrestling for years, and Punk's finisher is to go to sleep. And he's like, I only utilized some of his moves. And then KENTA was saying how, I noticed the similarities. And CM Punk tried to say it's like Michelle McCool and AJ Styles both doing the Styles Clash. But he's like, no, it's not, because as you said, it's not the same name, and it's, there's little differences. But Punk never reached out to KENTA to see if he was cool with using the move, so there was no respect shown there.
But you know what? But you know what? If somebody did that to Punk, Punk would snap. He would sue somebody probably for money, because that's what CM Punk is like.
Yep, I could see him being.
I'm gonna sue someone for that. Okay, but it's just man, nice guys finish last, as always. Nice guys finish last. You create something, someone steals it. They put no spin on it, and it's It's crazy, man. I don't even know, dude. I mean, I've seen people have done that to me, so I know what that's like. But it's like, Jesus, man. At least like fucking acknowledge that you took it, or like do something like different or whatever.
And I don't know. You could say CM Punk made the move bigger than Kenta did. Like I get that. So
in America, yeah.
But Kenta has a huge following, and you know, I don't know. It's intriguing nonetheless to hear. I can see both sides of this, but
yeah, he would complain about this though. Punk would complain like Triple H.
Absolutely.
Triple H is a liar. Triple H is a thief. Triple H steals moves. This guy takes moves. This guy's a scumbag. That guy's a scumbag. But really, CM Punk is just the biggest scumbag because he's just like everybody else who virtue signals, and he does.
Well, Punk was called out to play royalties, like. I remember it was during the beginning of the pandemic. I remember there was a big like kerfuffle. We talked about it briefly on one of the Out of Nowheres where there were, you know, Kenta was tweeting it, and I know he was being a wise ass, but it was basically like saying like, you know, he doesn't really care about Punk taking it, but he was expecting him to pay royalties for the move. Like it was a joke.
Yeah.
But that caught steam and went into a very big, you know, thing, and Kenta obviously joking, saying, "Oh, well, I'm better looking," and you know, all those kind of things. But it turned into this big heated thing back then, last year. I remember.
Yeah, and you know, CM Punk calling AJ Styles a racist, calling people, "Oh, this guy's a racist. This guy's a homophobe." Yet CM Punk calls people the F word, which is okay because I don't, you know, as long as you're calling, I don't care about words, you know. If you're just calling people names, I don't care. But he seems to care a lot now, but he did it. And says AJ Styles a racist. And it's like just that CM Punk, the more you look at it, just a slime ball. Really,
yeah, just not a good look for him.
Really a slime ball. Not that Triple H isn't fucked up too, but at least Triple H, to me, the reason why there's a difference is because Triple H doesn't go around pointing fingers at everybody. Even though Triple H has done some fucking crazy lying things and weird things, he doesn't.
The whole
go
WWE
around.
camp is very quiet. They're not finger pointing people. Think about it. WWE never points outward.
Yeah.
They really don't. They don't throw. You know, if the first shot, they don't even really return volley fire at all. They hardly ever. You know, look at when TNA went head to head. They never brought them up. It wasn't until years later when Kurt Angle made a joke that they were brought up. The only time we heard of AEW was Sami Zayn, you know, little things here and there, but really they're not ones to make these types of comments, and, you know, they're not going to go out of their way to address the competition.
They have, but not mostly they don't. Yeah, they don't really.
Yeah, most times they keep quiet.
I
That's
mean, like personal
WWE's MO. Like Triple H especially, he's pretty good about keeping hush-hush. And now you got to worry about everyone and their mother having a celebrity match. This Bad Bunny character, Bugs there, is going to go ahead and possibly have a WrestleMania match. It might be him and Damian Priest taking on Miz and Morrison. That's a waste. And then Darius Leonard from the Colts, the linebacker there, he might be taking on Triple H because he called out Triple H the other day, and they want to do something in an NXT ring. Like, it's just every athlete, I feel like, is coming out of the woodworks now trying to get involved in wrestling.
No, yeah.
You know what it is, because most of the athletes and things of that nature can't do what they're doing before. Wrestling's still operating, and they could assume they're going to make an easy payday. That's my guarantee with it.
Probably, and then the wrestling needs help anyway, so might do it. So, which is like ridiculous. Oh,
some people gave me gripe because, you don't care for Goldberg, but you're fine with Edge. But, you know, so far...
That's the most retarded thing. Everybody says that. Fuck those people. They don't understand. Dude, Edge can do a fucking 30-minute match and then have an exciting entrance. Goldberg comes out, can't even fucking wrestle. He's the all flair, all excitement. Listen, I like Goldberg. I like his little matches he can do. Fine. But, yeah, if you think that's the same thing, I'm sorry. Anybody who thinks that's the same thing is retarded.
Yeah, they have a severe mental deficit, and it's 100%. Not from the COVID vaccine, that's for sure.
Yeah, you're okay with Goldberg versus...
They need some help.
That's like being like, you're okay with Ultimate Warrior, but like not with Shawn Michaels? Yeah, it's fucking Ultimate Warrior bounces off the ropes and shoulder tackles someone. Shawn Michaels goes out and has a 45-minute match with somebody. Like, it's a lot different.
Ultimate Warrior's biggest pop came in what, a 6-second match?
Yeah.
Don't like you talk, man, you know?
Yeah. I listen, I like Goldberg's stuff. I don't actually hate on it. I actually like his 1 minute like little thing he can come do. It's a little exciting and whatever else. I don't want him to be the main focal thing of the main event of the title. I want him to be in some little showcase match with somebody the last 5 minutes. That's fun.
Yeah.
Go for it. But Edge, I'm certainly okay with, because I know Edge can be in a storyline. Edge can speak on the mic. Edge won't headbutt himself and knock himself out before the match. Edge can wrestle for 40 minutes. That comparison to me is like almost annoying at this point, because it's literally you're dumb. Like, that's not
no doubt about it. And Most Blaze makes a great point too. Yeah, Bad Bunny is the most streamed artist in the world, and as of last year, he brings more people than Goldberg and Brock combined. Yeah, 10 times over. I completely agree. I know he's very popular and has a huge following. And all
he brings more people than them combined. I took a look at the Raw rating the other week. I would argue you're dumb.
Well, that's the thing that I was going to say, though. I don't think the people that like him have any interest in seeing him wrestle.
Bingo.
All it is he's a huge wrestling fan.
Yep.
He made us, songs, including wrestlers. Obviously, Booker T's there. Booker T had to stand there while he danced around him just so he could say, "Can you dig that?" That was a little awkward.
If wrestling was good right now, his fans might tune in.
Exactly, because there'd be more to it.
Or they'd be like, what is this? Oh, fuck, I never watched wrestling. This is crazy. I'm going to watch this. You know what his fans do if they tune in? They tune in, they go, what the fuck is this? This is gay.
Yeah. There were Tyson fans originally that didn't watch wrestling, that tuned in to watch Tyson because, baddest man on the planet. And then they see Stone Cold shoving Tyson, and Tyson having $100 bills fall out of his coat, fly all over the ring, and his security's all over. And you hear JR, Austin and Tyson, that amazing call that I can't even come close to replicating. That shit's amazing. That got people into wrestling. People tuning in because you're a huge Bad Bunny fan or a Poppy fan even for NXT, and you tune in and you see these things and you're like, the hell is this?
Dude, what if they beat the shit out of Bad Bunny and left him bleeding all over the ring, and like his fans saw that on his Twitter account and then he showed the video of it? That would fucking sell him on. They'd be like, what is going on?
And let him be like, I came here to be nice. They brutalized me, and then he could work out with one of the wrestlers to get revenge and have a story with it that works.
Yep.
Don't just have him climb on a fucking turnbuckle and leap and take down the Money in the Bank briefcase holding former WWE WrestleMania headlining champion and his loser friend John Morrison, who shouldn't be that way. Morrison should be the star out of the two, but somehow they can't
guarantee
get that right.
you brutalize or bust open Bad Bunny on Raw in a very scary, dark way. Like, you bust him open to where he's bleeding and he's assaulted and he's hurt, and the Miz is saying things like, all your fans are stupid little pieces of trash. Your Instagram fans, your music fans. Say something in Spanish that everybody understands that's a big insult. Stare at the camera and then slap him across his fucking face. And then, like, everywhere, dude, I guarantee the rating is up at least 300K the next week, at least.
But you know what worked out like this? And that's a great point. King David in the chat just said it, and I forgot about it, but it did actually trend and was very, over for a while, was when Machine Gun Kelly was on Raw and Kevin Owens put him through the table.
Yeah, that was something.
That worked. Yeah,
because you got that guy involved. And his people saw what he did, and they were like, what the hell? I got to go look at that. And also, he put over the wrestlers.
Exactly.
Instead of making the wrestlers look stupid.
Everywhere of him getting his ass beat, and then he was able to do something later. You know what I mean? Like, so they have things, and that section worked because that was huge. And all right, let's get this working. I don't have a problem with Bad Bunny being there. I just don't want to see someone that's not a trained wrestler jump off the turnbuckle, and I'm supposed to believe he's able to kick these people's asses when he was just rapping 30 seconds ago. You don't want to make it seem like any Joe Schmo can come off the street and be a wrestler. That ruins the point of wrestling. That ruins the point of any sport. It's supply and demand. You have a talent that no one else can do feasibly. You have an ability, an innate athletic or some other type of ability that people, don't have, that you possess. That's why you're paid such high, multi-million-dollar contracts.
What's
for these
the payoff,
powers?
Jake? What the hell is the
payoff?
That's
what I'm saying.
Because wait a minute, he got one over on those guys at the Rumble. They got eliminated. Now he's on Raw and he's jumping off the thing on people.
Yeah. So what's what? You know what I mean? Like what's the payoff for? What do you get here?
Why don't you have Bad Bunny?
They screwed up. They by attacking his DJ booth. The Miz, they tried to talk to him backstage. They didn't want anything to do with him. They attacked his stuff. Okay, so he jumps off. That's it. But then it keeps going on Raw. So now it's continuing. So now but there's no story to it, and there's no interest.
What?
Like you said, if he performed, and right before the thing happened, the performance happens, you have Miz and Morrison there. If you want it to be those two, and you have them getting into an altercation, not with Bad Bunny, with Booker T. So when they come out to attack Booker T during the Booker T song, they're not coming out to attack a rap guy. That's stupid. He's not a wrestler. Why would they fight him? They're not going to come out and just start hitting him. They're going to come out and they're going to fuck up Booker T because they're pissed off because Booker T said, you should have been the champion. You don't deserve that briefcase. You never should have gotten that back. Now Miz is pissed. Miz comes out at the end of the song. Can you dig it, sucker? Oh, he gets waffled in the back of the head with the briefcase. Bad Bunny can't take this, though. He grabs a chair and tries to use it. He swings, but he's not swung a chair before. He doesn't know what he's doing. He overswings, gets his ass kicked. Now Miz and Morrison, as you said, take him to the ring. Stream live on his Instagram or whatever he has the most followers on of him getting his ass beat live on Raw. Him getting destroyed. He's bleeding and bloody and torn apart. And then now you have Booker T work with him over the next few weeks. And they release Instagram content of him training in a ring and becoming a star. And then he has a tag team match with Booker T or Damian Priest or whoever. And there's your story. There's your WrestleMania.
But also, here's another idea, Jake. On top of that, what I would do is before Booker trains him, I'd actually think it'd be funny if Bad Bunny got the shit beat out of him 3 weeks in a row. So like almost in hopes that Bad Bunny starts becoming a meme because he keeps getting the shit kicked out of him, right?
So when he does become successful at it, it's a surprise. And
so finally Booker T's like, man, I can't watch this again. You got to come down. Like, you got to get in the ring with me, man. I got to show you a few things. Cause you get
But you have him come in with a posse and be seriously pissed. I can't believe you guys laid your hands on me. Why did you allow your staff to these are wrestlers. I came here to perform. Now, he's really like, you got to sell this, make it believable.
He should also say that if you don't give me a match with them, I'm like, they should be like, listen, dude, you're not really a wrestler, so we're not going to do that. And he should be like, yo, I'm going to sue you. Either put me in the ring with them.
Yeah, I'm pressing charges. They assaulted me on. You give me what I want, and I'll make this go away. Make it believable because you physically assaulted somebody on national TV. Guess what,
dude?
That's where you have Miz and Morrison get arrested on TMZ. Play with it. Have fun. Have
hit him with a car. Hit him with a fucking car.
Yeah.
Dude, can you imagine how funny it would be if every week you were looking forward to how they're going to kill Bad Bunny? Like, they leave him bleeding the first time. The second time, they hit him with a car. The third time, they beat him up in the back, and then they, like, handcuff him to a toilet, and, like, they just kick his ass while he's handcuffed to a toilet. And all the memes for, like, 3 to 4 to 5 weeks, the memes that you would see on, like, social media about Bad Bunny in his circle and all around in everyone's circle, like laughing at how this guy gets the fuck beat out of him every week and he's not a wrestler and is Bad Bunny and all this stuff. And then Booker T being like, we gotta work on some things, and then having a WrestleMania match where, he doesn't do almost anything, but he has that one moment where he does something and then he gets the pin and defeats Miz. And what a story. And hopefully the memes carried over this audience that wanted to see what the hell's going on over here. Why is Bad Bunny bleeding every week?
Miz and Morrison. I would have teamed. I would have had him team with like Dominic, someone younger, and I would have put them against someone not so much in the sense of like better looking, but who are the girls going nuts for right now? Because Bad Bunny has a lot of like female teen fans and stuff.
Good point. Yeah.
Utilize that as well.
Yeah.
Get into it.
Yep, put him with a young, like, I don't know, like Ricochet or somebody.
Ricochet's a good one. Dominic is a good, that young heartthrob look.
Yep.
Make it work.
I think we've done better than what they'll do with this already. So, because I just see this meme, man. I see this bleeding Bad Bunny and like all these just beatdowns of Bad Bunny becoming a meme on Twitter and stuff, where it could be really funny leading into WrestleMania. And I don't know, man. I think they missed something with this. You're all doing too much about booking Bad Bunny. Kid 420. Yeah, we're really spending a lot.
I know
of time on fucking Bad Bunny.
But it's the point with everything in wrestling. That's it coincides back with Sting. Here from now, since the winter is coming show. Well, guess what? Winter came. It's all over my front yard. Now we got to go ahead and have this match because I'm tired of winter. I'm just tired. I don't want to see Sting come out and look strong anymore with Darby. Like I'm at my wit's end with that. I did like the story they told with Lance and Eddie. You know, again, Eddie won last week with the brass knuckles, so this time we saw them, you know, really go ahead and beat the hell out of each other. But it led to Lance Archer being able to get the blackout and get the pinfall. And the chaos, I thought, was the good amount of chaos. Like everything was serviceable. I can't wait to see if they do more with Bear Country, and I really enjoy them. So hopefully they get to come over. And then the main event was
you want to go to Bear Country?
I just wish they gave us more time. I think they could have done a bit more with this match. It should have been at least 20 minutes.
Yeah,
I think needed another 5 minutes.
The women's match was so long, I think, that it was kind of like they didn't have another time for another big one, I guess.
The women's match, I think, was 13 minutes altogether.
Really? I thought it was 18, 16.
It felt longer, yeah, but it was like 13:30, 13:15.
That fucking commercial was too long for a 13-minute match then.
That was long. Some of the commercial breaks were really long. And then we got, you know, the double commercial picture-in-picture for the main event. We got the one just before the main event, so we got that squashed in. It was the wedding that really took a good chunk of time, honestly.
Oh, really? That's too bad, because it was only like 2 seconds were funny of it for me, and then the rest was just stupid.
Shit bomb!
Exactly. So that's why I thought it was such a waste.
You become a shit bomb.
Okay. JCS Foot Rub, thanks for the $2, brother.
Oh, JCS Foot Rub said before, he said, really nice comment in the chat. He says, I get banned in other communities and, you know, and things like that. I get banned often, so thank you for letting me be me. And I was like, oh, that's awesome. You know,
man, why
everybody, that's our goal here. We want everybody to have
banned?
fun, hang out, and talk about different things.
Yeah,
just because you and I don't agree tonight, you know, like it's a good thing. It brings up more conversation for us to have.
Shit bomb!
Yeah, that's weird to ban people.
You become a shit bomb.
Even if their take is weird.
Can we talk about how awesome that woman tournament looks? Some of those Japanese wrestlers are ones to watch. Celebratory hands in the air. Thumbs up.
Yes, James Mesner. What's up, James? Thanks for the $5. Yeah, that's going to be good.
It looks like it's trying to take the women's division in a step in the right direction, so we'll see what happens with it. But
they've gotten better.
I'm curious because they're filming part of it in Japan and the rest in the United States. So I'm curious if there's going to be crossover or how they're going to manage the ending.
You become,
I would bet,
a shit bomb.
Stream elements not working? Missed Dono last 3 days.
Oh, I played it earlier. I think that donation's old. Yeah, it was working. I had it paused, man.
Yeah.
Sorry, Randy Viper. I had it paused.
King David, yeah, they've been on Dark. A lot of them start off on Dark. You know, Bear Country was there for the past few times, and somebody brought it up too. Negative One's been doing commentary on Dark, and it's actually pretty entertaining. Some people would think, you know, oh, you got to hate that, but I really enjoy it. The kid, I obviously got a sweet spot for him, you know, with his father being gone, and he's just doing a good job. Everything that they've presented him with so far, he's pretty much hit out of the park. So for being that young and everything he's going through and being able to keep up with the acting and have fun with it, I give him credit.
Chinese eat dolphin dicks. I heard AIDS is spread through AOC and destroy the Mexican tight pussy.
All right, AJ Adams. That is
right.
AJ Adams is a wonderful African American who is displeased with Mexico. But AJ Adams, we love you, brother. Good Lord. The fuck is going to be next?
Shit bomb!
Evan Rivera.
You become a shit bomb.
Raw is now the B show and SmackDown is the A show.
I don't think there's an A show, but I would say that SmackDown is the C show and Raw is the F show. That's what I would say.
AEW, the one thing that they really had to be proud of even a year ago was their tag division. Now I feel like they have a really stacked division, but not most of it doesn't mean anything, if that makes sense. You know, most of the teams lose so
Joe,
often.
don't be a shit bum. Get you and Jake's COVID 316 shirts, and I have 2 4-packs of Steve Austin beer for you both. Joe, drive tomorrow and come to my barber shop tomorrow. Enough is enough, and it's time for a change. Play my latest botch I just posted too.
Thank you, Botch Club. Much appreciated, brother. Enough is enough, and it's time for an Owen Hart, no doubt about it. I'll crack those broken skulls open, and I will drink them up. Botch Club, guys, follow Botch Club on Instagram, TikTok, everywhere. Botch Club on Instagram, almost at 30,000 followers, And even the wrestlers follow Botch Club because their fucking videos are fire. No, I think that
I feel like they're just kind of missing direction in the tag division right now.
they can only focus on 2 titles, it feels like.
Not even just so much the titles, but it feels like they can only focus on like so many set teams, and that's it. You know,
No, I just think that
WWE's problem too.
They literally like 1 minute. The AEW championship is always fine, and then they shift focus to the tag division.
Yeah,
And
I get what you're saying. So it's
they can never. It's always like
they can't have the women's title and the TNT title with the main championship. It's only 2.
Yeah, they focus.
And it's
on
always
2.
the main title with one other. Yeah, I see that as well.
Or even if that's not necessarily what they mean, it's just how I've
How it
noticed.
comes
Like,
out.
yeah, nothing has all been synchronized.
It seems like 9/10 of the tag division spends most of their time on Dark losing, and then you only have like 3 teams really at the top that are supposed to be like the teams, and at that point it's like I don't know if it just feels like you're facing a bunch of jobbers.
Yeah, there's too many.
A lot of teams.
It's gritty.
Oh shit, we kicked Gritty's ass tonight. The Bruins kicked Gritty's ass tonight in Philadelphia.
In the city, Philly, we eat shitty. We're gritty as can be. We can survive off our motherfucking own feces. In Philly, we're gritty. In Philly, we're gritty. So city, we'll eat our own shitty. In Philly, that's why our mascot looks like a...
What's up, guys?
What's up? What's up, Spirit Infinity Roy?
What's good, Roy? Yeah, buddy.
Really appreciate that, brother. And yes, thanks for reminding me about the Bruins, too. Thank you. I mean, haven't had a lot to cheer for recently and haven't been able to catch any games. And, feels good, I guess.
Yeah, it's good to have things to keep you distracted.
Shit,
in
Philly tonight, too.
Makes it
You become
time fly by.
a shit bomb.
Give me a sexy song segment.
Oh. Ooh.
I want to fuck your little hole. I want to fucking fill it all.
Okay, there you go. David Pasternak, a hat trick for the Bruins. You become a shit bomb. Evan Rafita.
Do you think Raw will go back to 2 hours?
No, but it should.
It should, but it won't. Yeah.
None of the wrestling shows ever work well as 3 hours, and nothing, ever feels right. It's just too much to write for, and things become watered down and stretched out. And then they start adding in filler because they can't always fill the 3 hours. So then they have to stretch things, and you end up with a singles match turning into a tag match, turning into a multi-tag match. So we got that on Raw and SmackDown last week. Fun enough.
Yeah.
And as you said before with AEW, the fact that they're having Joey Janela, be the one to take on the TNT title, I'm glad it's no one from Team Taz. It's somebody different. They're trying to say it's because of the history they have, before AEW, their indie times. So at least they're doing something with it. But thankfully they're defending the title. But to me, it sounds like they already set up a DQ finish or something along those lines because Taz said he'll be there and Sting said he'll be there. So it's going to lead to, blows, obviously.
Yeah, it's coming. And like you said from the beginning, you thought theatrical type of.
Yeah, that's what they'll lead into at the pay-per-view. I just wish they'll get here sooner.
Yeah, we need it to come up.
One of the things we'll talk about tomorrow night is Bianca Belair's Royal Rumble win. It's been called into question. Her feet, they hit the ground. Rhea Ripley's didn't. So yet again, for the umpteenth time in a row, the wrong person has won the Rumble. You didn't think it happened as many times as it has, but there's been many, many times where people have just been eliminated and you didn't realize it.
Wait, are they acknowledging it now?
They're not, but I wonder if they're going to make it into a storyline because fans are starting to really make an outcry about it.
I watched it, and her feet did not touch the ground.
Yeah, she did end up touching both the ground, and Rhea's didn't.
Are you sure?
Yep, positive. I watched it back in slow motion earlier.
Okay. I swear to God, I watched it the other day, and I was like, well, there's a shadow there, but she didn't touch.
I'll even show you the screenshot.
I've seen screenshots, but they don't count because they're illusions. Because like the black boots on the bottom with the shadow makes it look like her feet are touching the ground.
Yeah, no, I definitely watched the clip back, and she touched. It was brief, but both of her feet went down and right back up, but her feet touched. So they can just do what they want to do and have them, face off in a match and then let Bianca win. But hopefully they acknowledge it. They've had to in the past. I doubt they'll say anything about it because they've been so... That would kind of mar the Women's Rumble. I mean, they had problems with this back with Big Show, and because he really won, even though The Rock won, and it's enough times as well. But still, just kind of interesting that we'll see what happens going forward. But that's one of the other things we'll be discussing tomorrow. We'll go into more details about Lars Sullivan. I mean, you obviously started to break the news and talk to your audience on the JCS show before, but. Also, future plans with the Thunderdome too. So
I can't get into my fucking WWE account, my fucking network account. I'm fucking trying every fucking password. Oh my god, dude! Fucking raging. I hate this fucking.
I hate when that shit happens.
I can't wait till Peacock is worse. Jesus.
Peacock's a disaster.
Okay. Let me pull this up. I watched this the other day, and I was like, nah, man, listen, this ain't fucking... I'm going to watch it off air. We'll talk about it tomorrow night on Out of Nowhere. And that's about it, man. That's all I got. We did a lot on AEW. I just can't believe... I think what they should do is if Bianca wins, just have Rhea be the first one to challenge her and be like, yeah, there's a little controversy here anyway, so... I guess. I mean,
yeah, because then they both leaned themselves back into the ring and went back in slowly.
That was the dumbest spot anyway, because like we said,
I didn't care for the spot and it looked bad.
They didn't need to go flailing.
Yeah,
they didn't need to go flailing out of the ring. There was no need for that. They went over the top and landed on the apron. Then they, on purpose, threw themselves down like, oh, we got to do this dangling thing. They literally did that for no reason, and it looked fucking stupid. It was really horrible looking, like where they were like, "Oh, we're dangling from the top of the bridge," but it's like you didn't need to dangle. You didn't need to do that. You could clearly see at home that you put yourself in that position. I thought it was really bad for the Rumble. I've never seen. That was one of the worst things I've seen in the Rumble. I think the second worst thing I ever saw was like The Godfather, or when he was Mustafa eliminated himself. He fucking dove over Stone Cold on purpose out of the Rumble, and he almost killed and decapitated Stone Cold, actually.
What was the guy from AAA that didn't want to have anybody eliminated him? So Mal Mascaras or whatever?
Mil Mascaras. Yeah, Mil Mascaras just jumped over. And then they were like, I don't think Mascaras doesn't know the rules.
Yeah. And then who else? Savage couldn't get thrown over, so he had to eliminate himself. He also eliminated himself at another point in time because, he forgot that.
And then didn't realize.
Over the top.
Then got back in and nobody said anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Austin screwed himself and slipped over the ropes. And obviously Cena and Batista with that one. There was a whole bunch of them. There was a few others, too, that I couldn't even remember. I was like, wow, I didn't even realize. At 1 hour, 50 minutes, and 6 seconds. So both of their feet are hanging over, but Rhea Ripley's kicking her feet forward. And Bianca's got her feet down against the ground. Now, thankfully, she's short, so her feet are shifting and just barely like ice skating over the ground. Like she's shifting her feet just over, so she's missing. And then right at that clip before she pulls herself back up, it looks just barely like her left foot toes touch and her right foot touches as she's pulling herself up.
Yeah, I watched it.
Like I said, so
I just watched it. I still don't see it, but
it's at 1:50:06, like right as her. It's the right before they both pull themselves back into the ring.
Yeah, I'm watching it. So there's 1 foot, no foot, no foot, no foot, 1 foot, no foot, no foot.
You can see her
no
right
foot, 1 foot, and then maybe the right foot.
It's the top of her left foot and her right foot touches.
You can't really tell though. I'm watching it and you can't really tell. And unfortunately, WWE Network looks like shit.
Yeah,
because it's not when you're pausing it, like it's not rendering or something. It's like
every time you pause, it always
It's not giving you a 1080p, like a good look.
Yeah, when you play it, it picks up in quality, but when you pause, it loses quality.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to record it and then put it in super slow. But yeah, it really, I don't know. It's not. What do you call it? What's the word in sports? It's not conclusive.
Yes, not 100%. I mean, it's certainly either which way, but if they address it, I don't think they will.
You
I think they'll
actually
keep the Rumble that
you
way.
You really can't say on her. It's her right foot. I can tell her left foot's down, but then her right foot, I can't tell if her toes dragging on the floor or if it's hovering above the floor. So actually, it's inconclusive. Like, I'm dead serious. Like, I don't believe that you can tell that she's touching the ground there. So if anything, I think it's inconclusive. So. It's like sports.
I would feel safer saying it that way, but I mean,
but if you pause
it's so hard to tell.
If you pause it there though, and you clip that, it looks like, oh shit, she touched the ground.
Yeah, it looks definite.
But
I mean,
but it's
even in slow mo, it's so close. So
here's the
definitely looks it.
I just froze it just now. So I just froze it on the worst part, and the problem is here.
Yeah, it looks like her right foot's down and her left foot, the toes are down, not the whole foot.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying.
The problem here is
the
optical illusion of the dark black boot and the
kick
black
pad up top, and then it comes down the back of her boots. It's all black. Yeah, so that part that goes all the way up the back of her boot, it's like the sole almost. Yeah, that's straight black. So it looks like a shadow on the ground, but really it's the boot itself. That's a little better to see.
No, but I think the opposite. I think there is a shadow on the ground, and then the black.
No. Go to the other resolution you just had. You just cleaned it up. Yeah, right there when you brightened it up.
Yeah.
See that you don't see the shadow as much, so that looks better. It's so hard to tell. There could be like a quarter inch between her foot there, but wouldn't be the first time we saw it.
Yeah, it's hard to say.
But at least it's enough of an oversight. Like it's not conclusive. It's not as definitive as other years where it's been like super obvious, where you've seen them drag both feet, step down and push it back up. Especially like the Rock one when he touched with Big Show, like that was clearly obvious.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I think that even if they acknowledged it, they would say inconclusive, and I think they'd get away with it. I think the picture though is damning. The picture looks like, oh my god,
it looks like it's touching, but it could be the shadow too. I mean, it's when I would have said, oh, she's definitely touching, but once you blew it up and you brought up the brightness a little bit, it looks more shadow-like. So I don't know, very inconclusive, but still, we'll talk about what the implications of this could be for WrestleMania. We're going to talk about proposed WrestleMania matches, what's going on further with other planned stars. As Joe mentioned, they're trying to pull in as much legend talent as they can. Carlito's got a 3-week tryout at this point.
Yeah.
We'll see who else they can get their hands on because they want big stars for Mania.
Yeah. And Carlito looks good, man. He deserves something.
Oh, he looks... That's why apparently in the back people are really high on him at this point because of how fantastic he looks.
Yeah, I'm into it. I say give him a deal. Let him do something. I don't know what he's been doing. I think he's been wrestling and with the clones or the other members of his family.
He's done some minor indie stuff, but I don't know with what else he's done. I haven't heard anything about him in ages. I mean, he could have been wrestling the whole time, but
I should look it up. I'll look it up. I want to know what he's been doing. I'll
find out for out of nowhere.
We'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for being here. Please check out the Patreon. We're going to have bonus stuff on Patreon. Bunch of stuff. Please check out the Patreon. And thanks to the new $25 producers. You guys are awesome who stepped up. I mean, unfortunately, it's been a rough month and probably need about 10 more of those. But, hey, if you can be on there, that'd be sick.
Yeah, he was a free agent through 2010 to 2014. CCW Spring Breakout he did. And then he did Independence until 2020. So it was just independent dates as they came up, as he was invited.
Yeah, man.
Stevie Richards, WrestleCade. He did something with Matt Hardy at WrestleCade in 2013. Pretty much that just kind of seems it. The Global Force. He was involved with them briefly. CCW, UXW, GWF, and GWF World Championship he held. So there you go.
Wow.
Can't beat that. So he's been wrestling just sparse.
Right. Well, man, I hope you had a good night. And I know that a lot of people left the Patreon because they didn't like the political talk or whatever. So we try to keep that down. But you know what's weird is the people are the ones who keep donating and saying to talk about this stuff. And then we do, and then people leave the Patreon. And, you know, I see a bunch of people have left and stuff like that. It's like, I don't know, man. So from now on, I'm just going to ban the political talk on this channel. So I'm going to have to ban it because people just keep leaving over it. But people keep bringing it up and asking about it. It's like, well, so we're going to have to keep it over on the other channels, man, because it's bothering the Patreon, to be honest. So I've heard it from a lot of people. So, you know, probably lost about $300 this month from talking about politics. But people ask about it. So, I don't know. But, so I'm not going to be doing that here anymore. So if you bring it up, I'm going to tell you to fuck yourself. So, goodbye.